are live, everybody. Yay! I see some new names in the chat. How's everybody tonight? Sandra Poo, aka Alessandra. Elma Romero, Long Island. All right, we have New York in the house. How do I say Himo? Jim Husky, yo! Alright, it's good to see you guys tonight. I just made a fresh cup of coffee. I'm getting ready to light my candles. Elma, how are you? And Ken in Wisconsin. What time? Oh, so you're in Central Time, right, Ken? Melissa Mouse. Hello. That's Princess Lala to everybody else. she's incognito tonight. I'm pulling up the Zoom, and I can fit 100 of you in there on this basic plan, I guess. And we get 40 minutes a pop. So if after 40 minutes, everybody that wants to join on Zoom has to come back in. I know it's a pain in the ass, but one day we'll have enough money to buy some kind of subscription to upgrade, so it won't do that to us anymore. Right now, we just got to do what we can do, you know. Hopefully, everybody here has signed up for our our Facebook group, so they can see the login information on how to get into Zoom here. If not, go over to, you can find a link on my page, but it's called Game of Scrolls, thanks to AJ, one of our family members, for my very first stream. She came up with that name and it stuck, and we owe that name to her. Spirit Deer, it's so awesome to see you, and welcome. Are you all roasting s'mores on the fireplace, on the campfire right now? Gail, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. I just figured it out.
Hey, welcome. All right.
Thank you.
Now, can everybody out there hear Gail okay? Quick test. So happy to see you all tonight. Sandra P. Where are you from, Sandra? UK. Okay, Hamo. Hey, Mike, you're back. You're back for some more punishment.
I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, you guys. Anybody who wants to share some of their experiences with me and the rest of the family, come on into Zoom.
So good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, my son is here. I'm gonna mute for my son is here.
Well, introduce us to him.
You want to come say hello? Come here. What the happened? All right, what the happened? My son came into a completely messy apartment because my dog got loose and went through the trash, and God.
Oh no.
Oh yes, they went through the trash and whatever they could get to.
So you didn't have to wait for anybody to let you guys in tonight.
What?
I didn't have to accept you guys in tonight into Zoom.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Say hello. Hi. This is my son, Jacob.
Jacob, nice to meet you. Like Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder.
You are live all around the world, Jacob.
He's an indigo child.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Nice.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay.
Spirit Deer's in the house.
Oh my God. I got to mute because I got to tell my son about the crazy day we had with the dogs. It was insane. They got loose, ran into the water, and I couldn't get them back. And it was crazy. I already told you. Okay. It was a crazy day. You guys have fun at the beach?
Now, Gail, we still need to hear from you and Debbie. Test out your mic. See if we can hear you okay.
Victoria. My mic. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Who's that, Gail?
Yep.
Hi, Gail.
Hi there.
Gail's in the dark tonight. That's okay.
I can turn on my mic or my camera for a bit.
Okay. Hi. Good to see you. Give you a big hug. Now I can see who I'm hugging.
This is so wonderful from episode to episode. I love it.
That's awesome. You know, this is just beginning, and editing content and videos is kind of boring, but I got caught up editing my first 2 streams, which was it's a lot of stuff to edit. So I'm almost finished though, and the language stuff is gonna get off the ground this week, so I'm happy about that. And the first content on the language side of the house that I'm gonna show is everything you're gonna need, like all your tools, prerequisites, software, my recommendations for dictionaries, although it's not required. I'm gonna show you what I use. I've been using for the last 30 years and things like that. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to put out. And then we're going to go into the first lesson. And I'm excited because I've never had formal training in Chinese. And Chinese is a little different in the written form because 30% of the characters on the mainland China side are what they call simplified. So I don't know those simplified versions. I have to learn them all from scratch, just like you guys will have to learn them.
Oh, not me.
You already know them all?
No, I don't want to learn them.
You don't want to learn them. Well, you can just set it. You can be a fly on the wall. You don't have to.
I'll be a fly.
Yeah, you can be a fly. I mean, sure, there were flies back then writing them in ancient times, right?
There's always been flies.
Maybe that was you. Okay, so Debbie. Okay, we got J Fro.
Hello.
That's J Froylan on the end. That's my roommate here in California, and
Oh, that's your roommate. J Fro's your roommate.
J Fro's my roommate. Yeah, that's why I'm always hollering to her because she's in the back.
I knew you guys were integrally related, but I didn't know you guys were roommates. That's cool.
Yeah, she invited me out here during the pandemic, and I needed a place.
Nice.
I needed a place to stay, and well, it's a long history there, but
No, I didn't know that. That's cool, though.
Yeah, so
it explains some things. That's all.
She's a really awesome. You guys are gonna love her. She's got such a big heart.
Already love her.
Her mom's going through a really bad sickness right now with cancer, and
I'm sorry.
She's on an emotional roller coaster every day because of all that and just everything. Glad I'm here to encourage her. That's at least
so J Fro, Gail, Debbie, Sandy.
Yeah, Debbie, we haven't. Is your mic working?
I don't know. Is it working?
Eve, you're back. If some of you all haven't heard Eve's story from last night's or the stream 2 nights ago, you must go back and listen to that. V Katie is my nickname for Victoria. You're dead. Oh my God, yes. You had a long day of teaching 6th graders. That had to be fun on a Friday. Then you had the LA rush hour traffic to handle, and I heard that's not good, not too fun. Yeah, see, I told you, Victoria, 11:11. I told you would see that if you joined tonight. I know, Lala, the love is off the chart in our family. It is like, I could probably go without sleep for weeks, just living off love. It's that feeling. I've never felt this. I feel all your. Oh, who's this? Who's this?
That's Linda.
Linda! Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Is this Linda, a Linda with a Y?
Yeah, it's Linda with a Y.
Yes!
Linda with a Y.
All right, yes, Linda with a Y. Linda, tell everybody, or if you want to, why you have a Y in your name. That was a pretty interesting story.
Because when my oldest brother, when he was born, the nurses and doctors made a mistake on the birth certificate to send through to births, deaths, and marriages, and they spelled his name's Wayne, and they spelled his name with an I instead of a Y.
Oh.
And my mum and dad just never got around to fixing it. So when I was born, they gave me the Y, so that it was supposed to belong to him.
That's awesome.
Well, it's not so it's not so rare per se, because as a instructor in the community college, we have had access to a resource called lynda.com, L-Y-N.
Really? Oh wow, that's amazing.
.com, yeah, which has been a really invaluable resource for instructors and anybody really in technology and how to create various things in technology. Lynda, Lynda.com. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Linda, I have a question for you. Can you feel all of our love in the United States? Is it coming over your way at all?
Absolutely. I felt amazing when I woke up this morning. I had a good sleep in. I slept until 10 a.m.
Awesome.
So that was really good.
Yeah,
it's Saturday here.
What I know about you so far, if I remember right, you live in a rural area with lots of cows and horses running around everywhere, and somewhere near Melbourne, right?
Yeah, in Victoria. So it's only like about a 20-minute drive to the actual city.
Did I say it like you guys do? Melbourne?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, here in America we say Melbourne or something.
Yeah, you guys
that.
have the best accent. It's awesome. I love the American accent.
Oh, please.
I know. Yeah. Linda, you met Mike last night. You weren't in Zoom, but you got to hear Mike's. you know his history with French. Oh, this is so much better to interact with you guys live instead of just watching you type.
Yeah, it's nice to hear each other's voices.
I feel like Mr. Rogers now every night lighting candles. Like Mr. Rogers changed his shoes. Did you get Mr. Rogers in Australia, Linda?
No, but I think I know who you're talking about because I saw it on social media once.
I think they made a movie about Mr. Rogers, didn't they not?
Yeah, Tom Hanks played him.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. I love Tom Hanks. He's amazing.
Oh, he is a good actor. But
I grew up. Well, I grew up on Mr. I think a lot of us, if of a certain age, grew up on Mr. Rogers and Mr. Green Jeans.
Oh yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So do I. Yeah.
Romper Room. I see
I used to love
Linda and
Romper
I
Room.
Casey
Linda,
Jones.
I see Deb.
The magic mirror.
Oh yeah.
I see you. I see you. I see you. Zoom. Remember Zoom? I want to zoom. I'm gonna zoom. That was a good show. I like that show.
Oh, that's okay, Alessandro. Oh, you retracted it. Yeah, I'm trying to force people that haven't signed up for our Facebook group to come because I think it would behoove them to do so.
Oh, it's a good, yeah. I was just thinking, I was thinking about this morning and what a great resource that is and how easy it is.
Yeah, well, some people have issues and we're working through those. Samba and I and Jayfro is actually one of the ones having some of the issues and we're trying to figure out why. She should have full-blown privileges, but she's not able to see our general chat, for example, and we're trying to figure out why. It's got probably some little checkbox like 20 pages deep in one of those settings pages, but we'll figure it out. Facebook is not their programmers weren't very good at catching problems. And
you did, Robin. You made it.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Who is that?
This is Eve.
Oh, that's Eve. I saw a face come up and then disappear.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We have to call her Eve in case any of her students are watching. They might be lurking in the shadows.
Right. I remember now.
You survived. How was the ride home?
Oh yeah, I can talk now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm typing like I'm on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my God.
So, Eve or Robin, aka Eve, do you feel loved tonight?
Oh, I don't care. You guys call me whatever you want.
Oh,
you can, just don't call me late for dinner.
Names don't matter.
Are you feeling the love? Did you feel the love on your drive home tonight?
When I said I was dead, I was just paraphrasing what you're talking about my story. And I'm like, yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, literally, right?
I was just talking about my story. So, but I'm awake. I come home from work and I take a nap. But I'm shopping for an apartment close to my work, like this weekend. So
nice.
I'm going to move. I have to. I'm falling asleep on the freeway. So I'm working on my next death transition if I stay.
Wait, hold on. Are you in California or not? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm in Southern California.
Oh, what's your tattoo, Mike, on your right arm? Or is that your left arm? Are we looking at
I'm in LA.
That's my right arm. Well, hold on. I'll show you my first.
Nah, this is the kind of experiences we need to hear.
My first tattoo ever. I waited till I was 30 years old, because tattoos are.
My camera's on. No.
Was a big thing.
So Eve is gonna melt. She's gonna melt into the ether. Sorry, a yin and yang.
That's better.
a kind of a yin yang.
Yeah. What's that? Is that a
Grateful Dead? Grateful Dead.
Oh, there. Oh, I see the. Is that an alien head on the bottom?
No. It's the Grateful Dead. Skull.
Sandy.
Oh, it's a skull. Okay. But if you look at it from this angle, like that angle, it looks kind of like an alien, like a little.
How are you?
Hold on. Let me.
You can chat.
Wait,
separate.
Have we heard from?
Yeah.
Have we? Oh, Spirit Dear, you or Debbie? I forgot. See, I call you Spirit.
No, I'm
Dear.
Sandy.
Oh, you're Sandy.
Remember me? Sandy is.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, who's Debbie then?
I don't know. She's
Debbie. Who are you?
I don't know.
Are you spying on us, Debbie?
No, I don't think my mic works.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, can you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just call me Robin. I feel better. I'm Robin. You call me Robin. I don't care if somebody watches me in a Zoom group, a private Zoom group.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Oh right. Oh, you guys are gonna get me all confused. 3 names.
I opened up Eve when I had a life, but that life is over. So nobody knows me, and I'm Robin. So you can call me Robin.
When I was growing up in Maryland.
Hey, girl, what's up?
When I was growing up in Maryland, we had this girl who was a little bit mentally disturbed, running around the neighborhood with a knife all the time. She was just walking with a knife, and
oh, that was me.
we called her Crazy Robin.
Yeah.
True story. And oh, remember my first interview? Was it my first interview? Yeah, I was telling you about I threw a party in alternate reality of San Diego. Well, in this reality, the same party I threw had half of the same people that San Diego had, but Robin was not one of the ones in San Diego. She never made it there. I don't know why. Maybe it had something to do with the knife. But she was at my party in this reality here, which was interesting. Because I had this huge party when I was 18 here. I mean, I invited like 10 people. You know how that always works. Invite 10, 100 show up.
Now,
and...
for me, I invite 10 to show up.
Oh, no. Yeah. We got to change.
I'm so sorry.
I had a friend of mine pass away from cancer. And he was ready to go, though. He was sad. And he transitioned and he came to visit me in a dream. I worked on films with him. We did a lot. Yeah.
Films. Are you a movie star?
I work on movies. Yeah. My IMDb is on. I'm not a movie star. I was just a working actress up until. Oh. Well, yeah. You guys check it out. But anyways.
Yeah. I didn't know we had somebody like.
In my previous life. I haven't done a film since I died.
Now, what is
What's the new reality?
Does the industry still remember you?
No, look up Robin Jean Springer.
Okay, but does
Google my name?
Do you think you're like part of this whole Mandela effect thing that's going on? Have you ever heard of that?
I believe it was the Berenstein Bears.
Okay, so you know about it.
Absolutely, I had a book that was the Berenstein Bears.
See, I never even heard of that.
I remember.
Hold on, I'm not going to let the ADP. Hold on, I got to tell you, my friend David, who passed away, came to visit me in a dream.
Can I interrupt for a second? I just found you on IMDb.
Yeah. So.
Oh, no. You created a monster now.
Right? I used to have a pretty big life there, huh?
Yeah, it looked like.
I know. I even signed autographs. So listen up. My friend David came to visit me. I know, crazy, right? So my friend David came to visit me after he died, and he said, "Hey, Robin." I said, "David, you look like you're doing great." He goes, "I'm 18. I've got the best parents, and I played the guitar in a band."
Hold on, dude. You were in Donorville?
Yeah. So he was something. So it proves that when you die, you don't just die and become a baby. You die and jump straight into like another life. So he died and turned 18 and came to visit me.
Wow.
And he was in this broken down cancerous body, and he didn't become a baby. Like he jumped and he was happy in another life. Just like, you know what I mean? Like you were 16 in San Diego. So I'm just saying my friend died and so happy.
I know that we always do.
It's very interesting to see that.
You saw the shows?
No, you said look me up and I did.
Yeah,
I saw IMDb, that's all.
I haven't been able to get into anything since I died. Nobody knows me anymore. Nobody remembers. It's so weird.
Well, that's ridiculous.
My agents and they're like, "Robin who?" And I can't get any work. It's so hilarious. So it's been a struggle. So that's why I'm teaching now. And even like the kids at school and like my coworkers are like, "That's you? You do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I used to." I can't.
Wait a minute. Were you in Dead to Me? Were you in that?
I'm her stunt double.
Wait, Dead to Me or Dead Like Me?
Because the actress in that movie was the one that was in the very famous God, what was it?
I don't talk about me. I feel like a narcissist. Let's talk about something else.
No, not about you. But I mean, it's just interesting that you were involved with this other, this very.
Yeah, she died. I'm dead. She died. Robin Jean Springer died.
Oh.
She's not an actress anymore.
Okay.
She got killed. She's dead.
Okay.
I used to be.
Was that Dead to Me or Dead Like Me?
Isn't that weird that I was in a TV show called Dead to Me?
Oh, it was Dead to Me. Yeah, that's kind of ironic.
Isn't that kind of ironic?
No. Linda Cardellini. That's the one.
And it's a TV show about a woman whose husband got killed, and then he tried to kill her.
Wow. Oh my God.
Oh,
now, Robin, have you ever seen the series Dead Like Me?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. It's about an 18-year-old girl who she's standing in the square in the middle of the city one day. I think it's like Toronto maybe or Chicago or something. But she, when the Mir space station crashed into Earth, after it, it's been in orbit for a long time. The toilet seat from that hit her and she died, and she became a Grim Reaper.
That's a tragic way to go. Why did they choose a toilet seat?
I know, just to make it, over sensationalize it, I guess. But
Dead Like Me?
Yes, you got to watch it. It was only 3 seasons. I was so mad when they canceled it.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good, and it has that guy who he plays Saul in that show Homeland.
Better Call Saul?
No, no, the Saul in Homeland, the head of the NSA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen that show or not.
No,
that's a really great show.
Oh, okay.
He plays one of the main characters in that. He's also a main character in Dead Like Me. And they always eat at this Waffle House, this German Waffle House. And that's where he hands them all a sticky every morning. They eat breakfast there, and he hands all the Grim Reapers a sticky note with the name of the soul they're supposed to take that day. That's their whole job.
I'd love to see that.
That's their whole job is to go out and get people's souls.
Oh my God. I want to see. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that.
Oh, I know. You're going to love it. You're going to trust me.
So how did you know? So it's like, it's called,
that
one's called Dead Like Me?
That's how
That's called Dead Like Me?
Dead Like Me, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dead Like Me.
Is it like a horror though? Is it horror or just like
No, it's a sitcom. It's like a
okay.
It's a dark comedy, but yeah.
What's trippy is in Dead to Me, right? The show was with you and Linda Cardellini, who, right? So you worked with, you must have worked with Linda Cardellini, who was in really one of the an amazing show way back that was an amazing show that never got renewed, right? That was Freaks and Geeks. You know, Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Freaks and
If you were in high school in the 80s, you will relate that.
Was Aniston in that? I think Jennifer Aniston started in that.
No. It's Linda Cardellini and
I'm thinking of Freaky Friday then.
And James. Basically people who were at the very beginnings of their careers at that time, who became later very famous, but who at the time were not famous at all. It's an amazing. It's a great. It only had one season, and it should have had many, but it only had one season. Freaks and Geeks. Look it up. It is a great one season show.
Hey, just a heads up, guys. Our first session on Zoom is going to time out in 10 minutes. So just know in 10 minutes you're going to come back in.
Zoom on out of here then.
No. Yeah, why not? You're going to go away in 10 minutes.
This parallel reality is going to end. It's going to destruct.
I have some freaky shit to share, and maybe in the next hour.
Okay.
Well, you came to the right place, I think.
Yeah, and because it is, I think, I would say spiritual, and it has to do with spiritual learning, I would just say this right now. I'm in a divorce, going through a divorce.
Oh man.
That's okay. No. I've been going through it for 3.5 years, but that's okay. Yeah, but that's okay. But what I want to say is that my spouse, or I don't know what do you call someone that's still your spouse, but
soon to be
not your spouse?
You call that a
strange spouse? What do you call that person? I don't know. I think a strange spouse, because they're not my ex.
Is the way estranged?
Well, they're not my ex yet because we're not done, right?
Soon to be
separated partner, I guess.
Separated. You're separated.
But
you just say you're separated.
We're separated. But what do I call that person? Like my spouse, my estranged spouse, my ex-spouse?
You call them by their name.
I call them by their name.
You're making it way too technical, Mike. You're just making it way too technical.
I'm looking for a term. That's all.
Yeah, just say soon to be X.
Soon to be X. Yeah,
just make it.
It's just complicated to say soon to be X.
It's a bit long to say, isn't it?
It is a bit long to say. That's all, right? That's all. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit long to say.
Now, has your soon to be X ever had a normal?
No. It doesn't have to do with that. What it has to do with
is
what I've learned on a spiritual level.
Okay.
Going through this experience.
Oh, I gotta mute this real quick.
Because people tend to be very angry, and people tend to be very vindictive and revengeful. And I'm not any of those things. And because the worse that she gets against me, the more things that she kind of like builds against me, the more, in a sense, the more compassion I'm trying to feel for her. It's all about, because what are we? I mean, it goes to the very spiritual nature of ourselves. What are we? We are not revengeful, angry people or spirit or soul. What we are is trying to live in love. Is that not right?
Yeah.
So when people act out against us, however they do that, what is our response? Is our response to be one of anger, revenge, and anger? Or is our response to be one of love and compassion? Because To live in anger and to respond in anger is exactly what dark energies want us to do, because dark energies feed on that. And we don't want to. And I think maybe we can all relate to the fact that when we're angry and we're revengeful, and we've all been through that at some point, at some level, it feels good. It feels good to be angry at somebody. It feels good to be right, because we feel we're right and we're angry and doing something, but it's negative. But it's
you're just resonating though. But all you're doing, Mike, then is resonating with that negative.
That's right.
Vibration.
It's
and you just have to.
perpetuating.
And if you're used to it, so.
But at some level, right? What I'm saying is that sometimes it feels. Why do people continue to resonate at an angry level, at that level? Because
maybe it's their ego. It might be their ego talking.
It's right? A familiar. Yeah. It's a familiar thing. It's short-lived, though.
It's short-lived, absolutely. But it feels good to be angry sometimes. It feels good to say that person, this to happen, and that happened, person, and this and that, and that, and but if you can back up and say, but wait a minute, maybe there's another way to look at it.
Well, it should always be that way. That's kind of our goal here. Not kind of, it is our goal here.
Exactly.
Is to not resonate with the lower vibrations. You're supposed to be getting used to and learn how to resonate with the higher vibrations, which is the love and compassion.
Also, another issue is when you display this, talking about to somebody who is not up the path that we're on, it can be quite explosive too, because the other party not on the spiritual path is being passive aggressive or something too, and they'll just get angrier and angrier. But that's
else it could even. Oh, sorry, I have a delay there.
Oh no. Okay, I was just gonna say they have their own path they have to go down, and they'll figure that out sooner or later. So the best thing to do is just forgive them, love them in your heart, and
exactly. But that's the hardest thing.
Send them on their way.
But that is one of the hardest things, is when someone is acting against you. The hardest thing is to react. Most people will say, "Well, I'm going to react with the same negative energy you're giving me." But I know. But what is the better answer is to kill the negative energy with love and positive energy.
Love the hate away.
Love the hate away. And
love the hate away. Right. Kill somebody with kindness.
Kill with kindness. And that's what
but not
this
Eve.
is happening to me in this exact moment right now.
We can't kill Eve anymore.
And it is hard. And I'm trying to do it. And I'm doing it.
I'm proud of you.
Because my estranged wife, or whatever you want to call her, is doing things that are very negative. And I am responding with an energy that is of compassion, saying, I'm not angry at what she's doing. I feel really bad.
And that's what you need to continue to do, is stay in that vibration, stay in the love vibration, compassion, exactly. And then not speak about these things in a negative way.
No.
And always, you also need to get yourself out and away from.
There goes our session. I'm going to start it back up, guys. Upgrade now, so you don't have to. All right, we got another 40 minutes. So, Elma, what is BS in the real world? I'm scroll back up. Feels so good to feel angry.
There we go. Sorry. I got fun.
Yeah, but I guess now here's a question, Elma. Should we take our anger out in the gym on a punching bag, or
no? I think we have to transcend our anger. That's what my point is.
Yes,
we have to transcend it. We have to say that.
Absolutely right.
And that it is right. We have to transcend it and say that this person is going through whatever they're going through, and that's their deal.
Yep. But you just have to back up. There's nothing you can do about what other people are doing.
But as for me, I'm not going to buy into it.
That's right. Well, that's how we all need to be. We all need to work at doing that.
That's right. It's so hard sometimes.
Yes, it can be very hard, especially
when you're going through it at the moment.
Well, yes. But the more you practice, just like anything, you get better at it.
I feel I've been practicing it. I feel like, and let me tell you something. I feel like my, whatever you call her, estranged wife or whatever, hopefully this divorce will be done soon.
Good point, Elma. Good point.
But what I think is that she's been a teacher to me.
Other people. Yep, it can
she's
be.
Because people can say, oh, she's so horrible. What an awful person, blah, blah, blah. But no, she's fulfilling the purpose of her soul contract with me to challenge me.
Could be.
Yes, absolutely. No, there's no question to me.
Okay, well, if then that's what it is for you. Then
for me, we have a soul contract.
Right, DC.
And go back to a pre-birth. That's why I'm so grateful to these pre-birth experiences where you have soul contracts with people before you're born, and you have and you say, okay, you're going to do this and I'm going to do that. And we're going to do this play, right? We're going to do this play right? We're going to do this experience. And she's only doing what she said she was going to do before we all got here. She said, I'm going to be that person who needles you, who needles you.
Okay, so Mike, then you need to move on and keep working at whatever it is.
Yes, it is. But it means that maybe in the beginning I was very angry. And as the needling went on, I just said, you know what? I don't even care anymore.
But Mike, there comes a point when you need to let your mind rest and separate from the whole perspective, because right now it is you're in such a I want to say microscopic perspection. I don't know if that's quite the right words, but
I get it.
You're saying you're a worm, Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I get it.
So you need to let go,
in a pigeonhole
outside of this, Mike. Yes, and you need to be focusing on other things, and you need to get out of that microscopic perspective and start this is a good opportunity, but you brought it here.
It's an opportunity. That's how I see it. It's an opportunity to grow, is what
everything.
It is.
Yes. But there's a point where, you're bringing it into other parts of your life, and there needs to be a time where you need to leave it over there.
No, but as awful as things are, I don't see it as being awful. I see it as an opportunity for me.
Okay, Mike.
To grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to become more, how can I say?
Mike, I'm gonna take a little
please
management here. Hope you don't mind, Mark.
Because I need this, because this is happening now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Mike. But are you following where I'm going with the fact that you need to take your eyes off of it? There's times when you need to take it off. Yes, we understand that. You've repeatedly told us we do understand it, and we have compassion for you, but there's a point for your growth to be able to set it aside and learn something new, continue to grow, listen to others. Yes. And so for this moment, I'm going to ask you to set that now for this session, set it completely aside.
Okay.
So we're so that your soul can get a rest, and you can learn how to break free from that microscopic constant perception or perspective. So we're going to come over here, and I see that it looks like Robin left us. Jayfro, can you hear us, or are you? I can see you there, but I don't know if your mic is working. Not yet. Sambo isn't. Okay.
Yeah, she said yes.
Okay. And Gail, because there's Robin. She's back. I don't know if you had a theme, kind of a theme to go, Mark. I know that
this particular series I created 2 nights ago is for any kind of experience.
I know.
Not just astral projection or anything in particular. It's about everything. And Mike, we know you're going through a hard time. I've been through a divorce, not nearly as bad as you have, of course. But some people in our chat want to hear Mike's.
I want to be positive about these things. I want to see these things as an opportunity for spiritual growth, not as any kind of anger or I don't want to feel anger. Nobody wants anger. Should not be anything. I want to see it as spiritual growth and compassion for somebody,
Is there another aspect? So Mark, what I'm hearing from you is that, I'm not trying to shut anybody down here. I think that he's fallen into a loop, and we want to get off of the loop. Because...
No. I got you. I know. I have a longer fuse than most in this kind of situation, I guess.
Well, and it's not that I don't have a fuse. It's just that I've had to learn how to manage groups. And sometimes people can dominate, and they sometimes need to be heard or whatever. But at the same time, we don't know who's over there that might need, this or that. But there's also sometimes a loop that a person doesn't even realize that they're in a loop, and then they're not breaking loose.
I understood that too. I understood I understand your side.
I appreciate that. I don't want to be in a loop.
Well, no, Mike, it's obvious. You know, you've had a few drinks. You know, we know that, and that's fine. We know, but we also know what you're going through, and
I want to grow from it.
But your family, and so I want you to have. I don't want to. I would never want to shut any of you down or anything. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
But we want to help.
Family.
We want to help.
Right, we want to help. Right, and Spirit Deer is just trying to get you out of a loop, and I understand that too. Let them loop. Everybody in the chat saying let them loop. But
I'm trying not to be in a loop. I'm trying not to be in a loop. What I'm trying, can I say? What I'm trying is not to be in a loop. What I'm trying is to see that is to feel compassion for the other person in the relationship for their pain.
Go ahead, Robin.
My iPhone Mike.
Yeah.
You need to talk about that with her because we are not her.
I know, but it's not about her.
We don't have the answer. Only she. The
I don't
only
need
person
answers.
that can get in her head is her. We can't get in his head, so we can't give you the right answer.
I don't need answers from her, and honestly, she's blocked me from communication.
Well, then she doesn't want you in her head.
Loop away, Mike.
So, but it's not about her.
Well, there's your answer, Mike.
It's about me. It's about me.
If somebody blocked me, I pretty much wouldn't talk about them.
Okay, Mike, we're going to get you out of the loop.
Still
I'm going to interrupt here.
No.
There's your answer right there.
It's
if
important.
Somebody blocked me, I wouldn't talk about it. There's your answer right there. Done.
No, but
no,
Robin, we're trying to get him out of the loop here.
He's out. That's it. That's your answer right there.
No,
done.
No, we're talking about.
But it's not done because
let Mike say.
Let me just say it's not done because there's still she's blocked me from communication. But that doesn't mean that it's done because
I agree, Oma.
Because
is she talking about you? Do you think she's in a group talking about you?
Well, she takes action, very, legal or whatever action that are valid or not valid, whatever, however she determines them to be. But you know how divorce is. It can be very contentious. Yeah, and so, right, exactly. If anyone's been through a divorce, whether easy or medium or very difficult, you know what it is. But that's not really the issue. The issue, it really is, what is the issue? The issue really, what it really comes down to is compassion. Because you can be very angry. People can be very angry in a divorce or in many other situations. Let's not even talk about divorce. Let's not talk about my situation. Let's talk about any situation. Yes. Let's talk about any situation in which there is anger.
Everybody's going to be happy.
There you go.
And anger is a very negative emotion and a very negative energy.
You are a very, very beautiful, compassionate, loving, warm person. And the reason she blocked you is so that the universe can bring in somebody who matches your energy. So the less you talk about her, the more you allow somebody in who matches your energy. So don't let her take up any more of your energy.
She doesn't take up my energy.
She's taking up your energy right now, Mike.
She's taking up all of our energy. She took up the whole room. You let her take up about more than 40 of everybody's. She's an energy vampire. She took up this whole.
He's allowing it though.
You're right.
He is allowing it, and that's what Mike needs to learn.
She's a vampire. She's taking up your energy. She's taking up ours.
He's allowing it though, Robin.
You're right.
Robin.
You're right. You're right about that.
We allow it.
You're right about that.
We are because he needs to see it though. He needs to see it.
Yeah, but he makes the choice though. He's allowing.
But she's
that's the difference.
That's the difference. I guess what my point is.
Yeah, you're right, Sandy.
I guess what my ultimate point is that
he doesn't see it.
I guess what my ultimate point is.
Don't deep breath, Mike. It's okay. You're not under any rush.
It's okay.
It's about love. I mean, it's about the really deepest things that we all care about, which is love and compassion. And no, because I mean, let's forget about my situation, okay? Let's forget about anybody's situation. Let's just think about any negative energy.
I'd rather talk about positive energy.
Mike,
Yes, but we can only combat negative energy with love.
That's
love
right. That's
will combat negative energy.
And Mike, let me tell you something. There is no love between you and your divorced wife, and there was never any. This is not love, and this is teaching you that there was never love. So drop the and let it go. Because I divorced my husband in 2009. To this day, I've never blocked him. I've blocked other men. I wouldn't, and I married my husband because I loved him. To this day, neither one of us would ever block each other, ever. Yes, we divorced, but I loved him, and I still love him from a distance, not romantically, but I would never block him. We had a nasty divorce. With that phone rings, no matter what I'm doing, I know it's something urgent. We're soulmates. We know that. Doesn't mean it's romantic, but I would never block him because I love him. This isn't real love. Right? This isn't real love.
No,
just drop it.
I know it. I know there's none of that.
Okay, that's done.
Everybody, look at my meet.
Thank you.
If somebody were to block me, I wouldn't waste another minute, not a moment. That's not love.
No, I know. It's not. I'm not
confused
about that. I'm not confused about that. I don't know if I'm making myself completely clear. I'm just saying that
help Mike move forward. Do you want us to help you move forward, Mike?
Move to the light.
No, I feel good about what I'm doing.
Go to the light.
Go to the
light.
Carolyn, go to the light.
I feel. Let me say this. I will say this. I will just say one last thing is that I feel good about my intention, and my intention is an intention of love and compassion, as compared to someone else's intention of anger and vengeance. And I think that an intention of love and compassion stronger. That's all I will say.
Okay, let's move on then.
All right, Mike, thanks for sharing with us, man.
I think love, compassion wins hands down over everything else.
Yes, it absolutely does. Mm-hmm.
And no matter how angry you are, I think anger, you have to let it go.
Okay, so let's move forward.
I love you, Mike.
I love you guys.
You gotta welcome Crypto John to the party.
Who's here?
Oh, we've got somebody new here.
Yeah, Crypto John's in the
and
house.
You're so patient and loving.
John.
Thank you.
I don't see. Did somebody else come in the room?
No,
I don't see anybody. Oh,
beautiful kitty cat.
He's on the channel. Oh yeah, this is Mittens with a Z on the end.
Who is Zoom user in the red?
That's me. I'm Linda. Hi.
That's Linda with
Hi,
a Y.
Linda. You look like a Disney princess, Princess Jasmine. Like so pretty.
Princess Linda Lou.
Linda Lou. I love when you said that yesterday because that's what my family calls me, Linda Lou. It's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're your family, so that makes.
That's right.
How come some of the pictures aren't working, Mark? Do you know?
Well, Mike would have to have his Zoom profile, a picture on his profile for it to go up.
I have all of that on mine, and mine's not showing up. Mine's all set up. And
you probably have to go into your set. It's probably some setting. I don't know. These settings are all. I'm telling you, these companies want you to pay $150 a year just to post a picture.
Yeah, I don't.
Speaking of,
oh wow,
it's weird.
So speaking of that, Mark, you had said you're an IT person too. Does that not work? Couldn't we just do this in the chat room like we were doing earlier today? That was really cool. And it was simple and easy.
Yes,
so is there a reason?
We're going to be doing that, just kind of more of a one-on-one session. This is going out to the whole world, but yeah, and we don't know when people are going to be watching it or whatever. But yes, we're going to have our own discussions about languages and astral projection in there too.
How many can go in the chat room that you and I were in earlier?
I don't know. I don't know. Good question.
Oh.
I'll get it in. Probably 100. 100 seems to be the standard across the board on all the.
Because that was really interesting that we had earlier today, and after you left, Samba was talking. He has a real deep understanding of language, even on kind of a deeper spiritual level. And so I thought he'd be great to also lead. You wouldn't always have to be there, but it was really fascinating. It was really fascinating.
No, that's why I want him to have his own column on our Facebook group called Samba Said ...
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
does it have a ring to it? Samba Said.
That's good. Samba Said.
Samba
with a Z.
With a Z. Yeah, Samba Said. Yeah.
He's so funny. He makes you smile.
And we wouldn't. And then I was thinking, I don't know. We seemed to have an unlimited amount of time when we were in that room. There was no jumping in and out or dialing into anything. So I thought, why aren't we doing it in here? So just a thought. Thought I'd bring that up.
I have a question about astral.
Oh, good.
Travel.
Now, this is a better topic to talk about than
divorce. Yes, absolutely. Astral, what is it?
Because there's been a lot of talk about how to do it. I have not been able to do it.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I almost did it today.
I don't feel bad.
Almost did
it. So, a lot of the techniques are like, okay, meditate or whatever, and try to get your body asleep but your mind awake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all that.
Right.
Then it occurred to me, because this has happened happened to me after sleeping during the night. When I wake up in the early morning, sometime I am aware that I am waking up, but I am not yet fully awake.
Yep, you're on the verge of it.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that happens to me too. Yeah, I get that.
Right? So it seems maybe easier, maybe, than to try to get yourself into a state of...
Yeah, that's a spontaneous version of it. That's where
that's sort of
started.
That's more unpredictable, but it's probably
right. Trying to force the state of body sleeplessness and mind awareness. But when you're waking from a night of sleep, and you wake up and you're in the process of waking up and you go, wow,
that's the best time to do it. That's the best time to do it.
I am right now in the state of in between waking and sleeping. But my mind is awake, but my body, I'm going to astral project now.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do that. In fact,
that like an alternate kind of, I don't know, technique?
No, it's just a spontaneous version of it. And then you can move into it fully. I know, because I've done it about 1 million times in my life.
Have you actually done it?
Oh, many millions. I've been doing this since I was little. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, that's cute, Robin.
No,
yes,
rather,
I have.
Right? It's like opposite, right? It's like instead of like putting yourself into a meditative state and doing it.
Who's that?
That's Robin. I can't do it consistently.
I'm not actually a cat.
Demand. That's the difference.
It seems opposite to what I've heard. Rather than putting yourself into the state, but in this case, it's taking advantage of the state that you're already in as you're waking.
Yeah, sure. Take an opportunity of it. Yeah, that's a spontaneous out of body.
That works, right?
It's a spontaneous. Absolutely. Yeah, of course it does. That's how I did it.
Because I haven't heard about that.
I began doing it. Well, see, that's why we're here.
Well, that's what I'm asking about. Because I haven't.
It's a spontaneous, and a lot of people, now that people are talking about this stuff and it's normal and people aren't looked at like they're crazy, because this has been the story of my life is since I was tiny, because I'm 62 now, and since I was little back in those days, this was not accepted, or people didn't talk about it, and they surely didn't talk about it in my family. I would go into a spontaneous out of body, and I would go into the other room. I was little and I would be sent to bed. We'd all go to bed and I would wake up in out of body, and I would hear my folks and the neighbors, the cousins, because we lived all real close, and they'd be at the kitchen table, and I would go into the living room in out of body state, and I would watch them and look at them and hear them and see them in my out of body state. Nobody told me what this was. I just did it. And so I have been doing that. Didn't know what it was. A lot of the stuff for me was very natural and normal. I didn't know what it was. And if I ever tried to talk about it to anybody, they had no clue what I was talking about.
No.
So, wait, let me just verify with you. Were these things happening? These things were happening during the time where you were waking from a sleeping state, or
yes, I originally went to sleep.
To bed, from a waking state to a sleeping state.
Yes, I would be sent to bed. Go to bed now. Go to bed. The mom would say, my mom. And then I'd go to bed and I'd go to sleep just like anybody else. But they call it sleep paralysis. You sometimes wake up and you have sleep paralysis, and people say, but there was a dark entity. Okay, but this is what people think, that it's a dark entity in the other room, and you're terrified. But here's the thing that I learned about. Yeah, the thing that I learned about that is a dark fear of your own. That is your own fear. That is not a dark entity.
Go back. What's your own fear?
If those people, whenever you, even me or whoever, but when you wake up and you have this sleep paralysis, you're stuck.
Yeah,
but you are in
one time. I can remember it one
time. It's happened to me a lot over the years.
Yeah. Okay. Did anybody see my post today? I can't remember exactly where I posted it, and I was talking about safety. I was talking about breakpoints in a computer program. Does anybody remember?
Probably in a chat room.
I can't remember, but anyway, I think we have a pre-programmed set of instructions in our DNA, maybe, or maybe it's biological. I think it's kind of an inner thing that's part of our DNA. Maybe we programmed it, or maybe somewhere in another galaxy, have it tattooed into our DNA. I don't know how it works, but maybe everybody's is a little tailored to their experience they want to have. Kind of like Total Recall. Remember that movie?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I think that's. I'm telling you, these Hollywood movies were way ahead of their time, because I think
so many movies are ahead of their.
So I don't think it's breaking the rules or breaking the universal rules to astral project or anything like that. I don't feel that, but I think our brain is wired to interact with the tattoo, the pre-program, and it's trained to make it really difficult for you to come out of that reality. I think because until you're really ready to do it and understand why you're coming out, that veil is supposed to be there, so we experience this illusion. So who knows what pre-programmed for certain people? You know, I've never experienced demons or anything like that.
No.
When I'm trying, there are some things that are creepy, like if there's a woman in the back of my head whispering my name. But a lot of people get freaked out when they feel the breath on the back of their head, and that's just their own breath. You know, they think there's a demon behind them whispering. No, that's your own.
I could hear myself kind of half snoring. I could hear my breathing.
Yeah, you'll hear yourself
I'd be
snoring.
Way out, and I'd be way over across town or in another state, and I could hear my body breathing. And so that's how aware you are. But that's kind of it. You know, if somebody's touching your foot, unless they wake you up and pull you back, it pulls you back. So there's a lot of stuff that happens, and you don't until a person talks about some of this and knows about what's going on. You know, I can only think that I asked to have a lot of this stuff to prepare me to do what I do today for other people, to help them understand a lot of this, because I've experienced like all of the aspects of it, just like you were asking, Mike, you know, does this and does that. It's new to you, but it's not new to me. I've been doing this since I was little, tiny.
And Mark,
I didn't know what it was then.
I think Mark had said too, right? That you worked on this for 2 or 3 months, right?
56, a month and a half it took me. Coming at it from a scientific point, I wanted to know the mechanics of it, and I still want to know. I've answered some of those questions already in practicing it. But once you have it though, oh my God, you're like, it flips all those switches on, and you're gonna be. I'm telling you, it took 10 years for me to, and I'm still processing these experiences.
Oh God, don't say 10 years, because
I know you want to keep doing it, but I have a whole different. See, now I think I can just do it every night and I'll be fine. But when you first experience this, it's gonna blow.
If you want, hey Mark, if you want to do it, if you want to astral project, can you just say, "I'm gonna do it," and it's done?
You have
sometimes,
to
you have to.
One time. Well, here, put it this way: you do it every night. You've done it every night for your whole life. You just don't remember.
No. I'm not talking about dreams.
No, you astral project, but you're unconscious. That's the issue. To remember it and to experience it live, you have to bypass that circuitry of unconscious.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, whoa! Where you're?
I'm tripping out.
You're floating. You're floating above the earth. That's cool.
Thanks, Shay.
How's the weather up there?
I'm astral projecting.
I'm not gonna say this.
I'm on my way.
Oh yes. Cats and Peacock says I hear loud noises, radio sounds. Yeah, exactly.
I'm astral projecting.
I know.
Sort of.
You've gone nuclear. Oh my God,
Mark,
we found you. We found you. Eve. We found you. Know where you are.
I'm back. Oh, I'm here. I'm coming back down. Hold on.
How often are you able to do it on demand? Like 50% of the times that you try, right. Mark?
I haven't tried since 2013. That's how.
Okay, but
why not?
Because I've been trying to You're not going to believe what look. You are going to be more wide awake when you first do this, Mike. You're going to be as wide awake as we're talking right now, and you're going to be saying to yourself, "Wow, Mark was right." Wild. And you're going to feel like you're in this little coffin or this little submarine, but it's kind of invisible. But you're going to be floating above your body. You're going to be hovering, and you're going to feel that connection between you and the body. You're going to feel like
I want to.
But in my case, you're like me.
This very morning,
okay.
I woke up early, and as I was waking, I discovered that I was in the middle of sleeplessness and awake.
Yes. Okay. Then you were right at that peak.
I was right at that moment,
point.
And I said, I'm going to try to astral project now.
Good. And did you?
And I tried for about an hour, and it didn't happen. But that's okay.
Tell us exactly what you tried and how did it go. Tell us step by step, detail by detail.
I remember I had a very intense dream, and it was weird. And I remember every moment of it almost.
Okay, good.
And then at some moment, I was out of the dream, and I was waking. Okay. And my mind woke up. up, and my mind said, you are waking up. But I wasn't completely woken up. But my mind said, you are at that, I don't know how to say it.
You're in that state of being. It's a state of being. So, okay, so you were there and you didn't wake up. You didn't fully awake.
I wasn't awake, but I wasn't sleeping.
Right. So you, and how long were you like that in that
for a little while? And I said to myself, I'm going to try the astral projection now.
Okay, so here's the thing. That's the difference. When you're in that state of being, you literally just get up, walk, or you can say, okay, I'm going to go to, you just think about the living room and walk there. In your mind, you just walk there because your essence will go there.
Yeah.
You don't tell yourself, okay, astral project, because you're waiting. Because what you're thinking. I don't know.
See, that's where I don't know what to tell myself. What to do?
You don't tell yourself, and that's the difference. You don't tell yourself anything.
I'm like,
you just get up and do it.
Nike, just do it.
Like I remember you telling.
Oh, hey, John.
It's not a passive.
Rope and grab onto the rope and pull onto the rope or whatever. All these things. I was doing all of them.
Well, it'll take practice, but the whole thing is
it was the first step.
Yes, it was the first step. That's the first step. It's not a passive thing.
But my question, so this is what the question is. What I was going to pose that I wanted to wait for was that a lot of people say go into this meditative state and do this and do that, but what is the opposite of that? The opposite of that is going to bed and then waiting to wake up.
But that's passive. That's passive though.
Waiting to wake up and then realizing that you're waking up and you're in that state.
You can do that, but that's a passive thing. You don't know when that's going to happen. When we talk about doing it,
that it's happening,
that's great, and that's awesome. But that's what we're talking about now. For the first time, I think we never talked about the spontaneous moments of astral projection.
Yeah, exactly. It's rather a spontaneous
it is.
thing rather than a kind of a meditative or forced thing.
That's just an active way of doing it. Yep.
Yes, that's exactly it.
So
no.
So when you're actively doing an astral projection, that's when you're doing all those actions.
Eve, I love your little rabbit.
Are they equally as effective, or is one better than the other?
I asked you to travel bunny range.
One is just that's cute. That is
Mike, did you know you have a rabbit next to you? Look to your left.
Rabbit?
Look to your left.
Yeah.
My dog?
I don't know.
Is it my dog?
Astral traveling now.
Not your earthly left, your astral left.
I'm not actually a bunny.
A squirrel?
I'm just playing a bunny on the show.
You're not a bunny.
Robin, that reminds me of when that.
This is like Hollywood Square. Oh no, come back in. We have got to get a subscription to this somehow, but I can't afford it. Okay. All right. Come back in, everybody. Back up. In the meantime, let's look at the chat, see if we can... yeah, Elma. Oh, my God. That's a huge topic. We're definitely going to talk about the family, for sure. That's what I call it. You see spiders. Oh, Elma, you need to come into Zoom with us and tell us about these spiders. That is interesting. I've heard of webs, but I've never heard of spiders. So I definitely want to hear your take on these spiders for sure. But just don't scare anybody. I'm trying to keep everybody's confidence high, okay?
You must be talking to the other chat people because there's nobody but you and me. Okay, because I can't.
No, that's what I do. It's a perfect while Zoom is restarting, it's a perfect time to hit the
talk to the people on the other.
Yeah.
How come you guys all don't join?
I know. Elma, I just told Elma to come in because she has spider stories.
Yeah.
She doesn't have Facebook though, and that's why Facebook chat doesn't work as well as YouTube, is because not everybody can get into that chat room.
No, that's okay, Elma. If you look there's a tab called Community in my channel, on the main channel. Just click on Community and look inside. I posted this stream in there tonight, and you can see how to get into Zoom from there. I think, pretty sure.
I asked if she wanted to, but didn't get an answer back.
Yeah, I'm promoting our Facebook group with this series right here, this experiences series. I wanted people to know about our group, and I want them to actually come in and interact with us every day. And that's going to be important because we're going to be, as we go forward in time, we're going to be learning foreign languages. We're going to be talking about comparing notes on astral projection because we want to be able to travel together, like as a big group.
Yeah.
And we want to test out different things, like all listen to the same binaural beat and be on the same frequency around the planet.
I love the binaural thing that you brought up. I love that.
Can't wait to try it. We have to get everybody has. I want to get more people before we try it. I want to. Well, we can start. Can start practicing, but I want it to be on a massive level. You know, like at least
big dreams. I have to find my way to El Capitan first because I've never been there. So if I'm doing that by, astral projecting, I have to get there first and find it.
Yeah.
And then find a spot and say, oh, I found a tree or a rock. But okay, this is where I'll meet people.
It almost, like what I was saying before, it almost seems easier to get into that base as you're waking, because as you're waking, you can say, I am waking.
Well, yeah.
And my body is still sleeping, but my mind is awake. So now is the perfect time.
Here's the difference though, Mike. I know what you're saying because I have both. The difference is this: when you're waiting for a spontaneous moment to happen versus actively attempting to have one. And that's what Mark's talking about. We have to do it actively. And so it's just like anything else, whether it's golf or whatever, it takes practice to do something.
Right.
If you're just spontaneously waiting for something to happen, we're just in a passive state of being, and it's, we're not ever really getting there. But if you happen to have a moment where a spontaneous moment like that happens, then those are the moments for you to practice. But I would encourage you to still, and everybody else, try practicing doing it actively, because I'm not consistent at it, and I would like to be very consistent at it so that Mark says, hey, we're all going to go do this. Okay. And I can jump right into it. I have had active astral projecting where I've tried it like different times of the day and in the darker in the daytime. And one time, this is no lie, I came into my room, laid down in my chair because I knew I was already on my way here thinking about it, thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, do this in the middle of the day. That the split second, I don't even think I got settled into my chair. And I already immediately started floating that I didn't even realize it happened in that split second. It happened such a split second that I quick pulled myself back into my body because I thought, whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Oh my.
Whoa, I'm floating. It was so instantaneously. So that's the kind of practice. I'd love to be able to just do it on demand every time, that quick and easy.
I get the idea of active versus passive. That's a good way to see it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It's just timing.
Now I have to learn how to control it, and I think I need to pay more attention to my intention.
Yes,
you gotta be careful, Mike, because you're, like I told you in that first interview with Jeff, your mind is so powerful. Whatever you think is going to happen, especially when you're out of this body. So, if you think about going to the edge of the universe, guess what? You're going to go to the edge of the universe
in a split second.
Honestly, all I was thinking about is seeing the room around me at the time.
Yes, that's what you want to focus on.
That's exactly what you're going to see. When you come out of your body for the first time, that is what you're going to see. Even if it's dark in your room, it's going to be lit up too. It's going to be lit up more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now mine have been. Now I'll just jump in there because it has not always been light like that for me. Like I would get up and here's another thing, time frame. So I have apparently astral projected right into, or woke up into maybe a different time frame where I'm going to just say this, like on my door, there's currently a mirror, that I have a mirror there. And one time when I was going through the door, because I still choose to go through the door.
You need to tell us your experiences in time.
Okay. Is that a signal to just...
No. I'm just, this is a note to self out loud.
Okay. So I guess I'm probably one of the
excited.
experts
That's
on
what that
this.
means. I'm excited.
But when I was going through the door, instantly it was somebody had a whole bunch of like necklaces or something, because this is a house we did not build. So whoever had the house before, apparently they had a bunch of necklaces and stuff hanging on the back of the door. Jewelry, a lot of jewelry. And so I went through the jewelry and I thought, whoa, okay, what, time frame? I went out into the living room. It was not my furniture. And so that was a first for me. And I thought, Oh, so we can, because there's no time. You have to kind of, and so this is how much I've done it. That when I went out there, I had to literally think about me, my home, my husband, my moment here, and then everything looked the same, like it should be. Then everything was kind of back to normal, the way it should be here, the way things are, where my furniture is placed and stuff.
That's so weird what you just said, because like at some point, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to do this for like literally almost an hour this morning before I had to wake up and get my kid ready for school and all that. But there was some moments where it's like
if you would have just got up and walked and said, oh, okay, I'm gonna just walk. Some people say roll out of your body. I've tried some of those when I was in my active astral projecting. I would try some of these.
My favorite technique is the rollout technique, to let you guys know. That's
what
I just get up.
Okay, remember, you got to think with your mind, Mike. Think about, just pretend you're going to roll out of bed without using any of your muscles. You just roll out of bed in your mind. Yeah.
Try different things.
You have to forget about your body, right?
Yeah. By the way, you're sideways, upside down, sideways.
Yeah, your picture is sideways. You must have laid your phone or something down.
But you have to forget that you have a body, right?
Yeah. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Tell us about who you are and why your name is Crypto John.
Crypto John.
Well, for the past few years, I've been buying and dabbling in cryptocurrencies. And so when I got on YouTube, I just made my name Crypto John.
So you have a channel about crypto?
No, I don't produce any content.
Oh, no?
I don't know. Over this past New Year's Eve weekend, I went to Utah and did an ayahuasca retreat.
Oh, wow. Tell us about that.
Whoa.
Tell us about
where?
Yeah. I've never done it myself, but I'm very well aware of what it does. What it's.
I want to do that.
Oh, no.
Now you're just like Mike.
That was random, but I want to do it. Sorry.
I don't need to. I've done all of my experiences. Been there, done that. I don't need a while.
Linda, welcome back. Linda with a Y. Linda Lou.
I don't need to do it either.
I didn't realize I was gone. I'm so sorry.
No, you didn't realize it because, okay, just remember this. I have the free version of Zoom, the basic version, so it only allows us 40 minutes at a time.
Oh, how many minutes do we have left?
It only tells me when there's 10 minutes left. So we got more than 10 minutes.
Good. So can we hear John's ayahuasca story?
Yes, definitely. And then Linda, we're going to switch to you. Get ready.
It was the first time. I'm kind of a closed off, controlled person, and so it was a 2-night ceremony. We drank the herbal medicine 2 nights. First night I sick, like most people did.
So you get a bucket they give you or whatever.
Yeah, their own bucket.
Now, so you did this in the United States.
Yeah.
So is it legal? Is it legal now, or how does that work?
I don't know. Is it?
Okay.
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
Can I say one thing?
I didn't think you could do it here.
No, not legally. Oliver does it all the time.
In the city of Oakland, California, all entheogenic plants are decriminalized.
Okay, let's.
That's right.
Okay, John, continue on your story. I want to hear this before we time out again.
Right.
Because I won't be able to stay up all night.
Well, I don't know if I even want to bore you.
No, this is not boring, man. You guys, you're family now. You're like,
this
is fun.
This is awesome.
I had some sensory perception changes, kind of like I was high. I had 2 incidences happen the first night. One was, and I don't know if I fell asleep and dreamt it or if I actually had a vision. It was weird. I saw 2 kind of cartoonish looking cars. They were completely black, almost like they were just shadows. And across the cars was a strip that was kind of a whitish, maybe a really light not ultraviolet, what do they call it? Yellow, fluorescent yellow.
Yeah, fluorescent, yeah.
When I looked at it, I saw there was writing on it, and I kind of zoomed in, and I don't remember exactly what it said. It said like a sentence, but the word Nazi popped out on it.
Really? Wow.
And I was like, what in the heck?
Now, was the yellow animated, or was it just plain?
No, it was just plain with writing on it, and which got me thinking. My dad was full-blood German, but so my immediate thought was, I've got Nazis in my family. But then I got to thinking, my ancestors came to the U.S. long before the Nazi Party.
Wow. Well, so we have a Nazi Party here too. Matter of fact, during World War II, we had several million of them that were kind of rounded up.
I don't suppose you know when they started forming, do you?
Here in our country?
Well, anywhere.
No. Well, I think I'll get back to you on that. I want to say the whole Lenin, that time frame, like early 1900s. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my ancestors on my German side, they moved from Germany to Russia when Catherine the Great was a czar in Russia. She was actually German,
right?
And she
exactly.
invited German settlers to come and settle the Volga River Valley in Russia. So they did that. Well, after she died, the new ruler said, you don't have to serve in the military, just come and settle this area. And we did. And then the new ruler came in. They're like, no, you have to start serving in the military. So a bunch of those Germans left and came to the United States. And so my great granddad came to the United States as a young man when it was right around the turn of the century. Well, I want to say 1907, somewhere in there.
Right. Wow.
Can I ask you a question?
Go.
It was ayahuasca that you drank and not like some kind of a DMT kind of thing, right? It was ayahuasca.
No, it was ayahuasca.
Right. Okay. Did you feel that you met because from what I read and understood is that there is a spirit of the ayahuasca. Mm-hmm. Did you encounter that spirit?
I did not. I was telling, I had two events happen that first night. The first was me seeing those two images of cars with the writing on it, saw the word Nazi, and so that kind of got me sidetracked thinking about that. And then the second thing was we were sitting on back jacks, little chairs that sits down on the floor. And I was sitting in the back jack, and next thing I know, I'm hearing a voice. It sounds like it's from another room calling my name.
Yeah, you're about to astral project us. That's what I hear too.
Well, maybe. Or the voice gets a little closer and a little closer. Mm-hmm. Next thing I feel an arm or a hand on my shoulder, and I'm laying on my side. I had fallen off the back jack. I was laying on my puke bucket, no in it.
There's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of how can we put it properly and politely? Purging.
Yeah. So anyway, she wakes me up and sets me back up, and the next day we met mid-morning and we all kind of talked about our experiences, and I talked about that. And the head guy, he doesn't call himself a shaman, but he's on that path. And he told me he thought I probably left my body when I did the whole laying on my side thing.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything from it. I mean, I don't, I didn't hover above my body and look around. I didn't any of that. So I don't know. I did leave that experience with this overwhelming feeling of love, though. I'd never felt that before. I mean, everybody there was just great people. It's just, I brought that home with me. My mom passed away right after that. I think it greatly changed how I reacted to that.
Dealt with it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like, I don't want to say I haven't grieved, but it's almost, she had cancer and she wanted to go, and almost like I'm looking at it like a blessing.
She's still here with us, man. I can definitely tell you that from what I experienced anyway. I don't have any way to prove that to you exactly, but it's something that if you were me, you would understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, we don't lose people when their bodies die. We just lose their soul presence, their interdimension.
Yep, in this dimension. Yeah, they're just not in this particular density.
Right, they're not in this density anymore. But until they come back into another body. When do we do that, and who decides that, and when do we decide it, or whatever? Because I never experienced that personally.
Are you or is anybody here familiar with the Santo Daime?
No.
Anybody?
Santo Daime?
Santo Daime. It is a religion, as far as I know, issued from the Amazon rainforest area that is very much based in ayahuasca. My cousin is involved in this. And I haven't, I'm in touch with him, but I haven't really talked to him intensely about it. But he has gone to the Amazon and been involved with ayahuasca ceremonies, and he is in the Santo Santo.
I have the Wikipedia article on it right now.
The IME Daime religion.
Yeah, it was founded in the 30s. It comes from the Brazilian Amazon, and there's actually a big following here in California, it says.
Was there...
It's called a syncretic religion. Let's look at what syncretic means. That word is not coming to my mind. Oh my God, Steve, that That little panda.
I know.
And it comes from the word syncretism, which means is the practice of combining different beliefs and various schools of thought. It involves the merging of assimilation of several originally discrete traditions, especially in the theology and mythology of religion. Thus asserting, I guess so. It just means it's made up of various different religions. It's not kind of a
polytheistic, yeah.
What does it say about the usage of ayahuasca?
Ooh, having
kind of like hash or pot or
bringing down.
Because I know that my cousin has been involved in that.
Yeah.
Did John? Did you have more than just that experience then that you just came back and didn't remember?
Well, the second night I didn't take. They didn't pour me much, and I felt the sensory perception.
Like a horn on your head?
What?
No,
nothing.
She's being silly. She's being silly. No, you did not have a horn on your head, did you? John, tell us.
Go ahead, John.
I felt the sense perception changes, but I didn't drink as much the second night, and I didn't go out. I didn't have a vision, anything. So
now, did you feel like one with nature, like a lot of people feel, like they feel like they can feel the trees?
No, I felt very close to the people in the group, but not to nature or anything to that extent.
Maybe you didn't have enough of it. Maybe you're like me. I'm an outlier, so it takes a lot of any kind of drug to affect me.
I have another question. Is anyone in this group involved in psilocybin, whether in microdosing or macrodosing?
Isn't that mushrooms?
Mushrooms have never affected me so far.
Mushrooms,
of course, Jafra
never tried them.
But
No, I've never tried them.
Never tried mushrooms. Can I tell John something real quick?
Please.
It's interesting because I just wanted to tell John about ayahuasca because he had a memory that was Nazi. Well, I've been studying about DNA and quantum mechanics and about our DNA. And, DNA that we carry goes all the way back 14 generations.
Yeah.
So we carry that memory right now. We carry the memory.
I mentioned
as far
that
back as 4 generations. So the ayahuasca probably brought back his memory back that far. So the ayahuasca probably woke up that generation in his head.
Yeah, when I had my near-death experience, I experienced that too. I think I mentioned that on my.
Did you work with a shaman or some kind of leader that was able to answer any of your questions afterward?
We talked about the experience that we had. He didn't actually answer the question, I didn't really ask a question. I just told what I experienced. And he did mention that we can affect 7 generations back and 7 generations ahead from where we're at. And he didn't mention 4. He mentioned 7. The thing is, the quandary I'm in is if my ancestors weren't around during a Nazi area, a Nazi time, how could that have been another generation of mine?
Past lives, I always think of past lives. Yeah, past lives.
It's not your generation. It could be a past life. It's not your generation.
Go ahead.
There's not enough time.
Do past lives happen in the past, or can we live lives in other times?
It's not your generation. It's not your generation that is in the DNA.
You got to understand there are no past or future lives. That's what I used to think.
Well, we refer to them as past.
We do refer to them as past. But
everything's happening at the same time, right?
Yeah. So when we lose somebody, in theory, from what I experienced anyway, I can only talk about what I experienced. In theory, that the person that their body dies here, but they're already a million other places right now, and
I can attest to that.
You're there too with your mother in a bunch of other kinds of situations. Like, and you can take different roles. Different roles are played in different places. Like, you could be her father. Your mom in this life that just passed away. You could be with her right now as her father. She could be a little girl. That happens all the time. Happens like that. So you didn't lose anybody, but we come here to experience these feelings that you don't normally feel outside of your spiritual form. We come here, I know, that's a good question. I think Jeff or somebody mentioned, are we bored? That why we come here? I don't think so.
No, it's like school. It's like coming.
School.
It's experience. Yep.
Yeah,
I think we're bad souls, and we're being taught how to be better souls.
No.
I think we're in prison. I think this planet's a prison.
No.
Because we can't leave. We can't leave when we want.
You guys got to listen to some of these people talking about their pre-birth experiences.
Is that olive oil?
You're now you're divorced telling me I have.
Oh no.
Right. I think
Oh no. No more divorce talk tonight.
I think I think it's valuable to listen to.
It's not negative. It's not negative. I'm being funny.
Okay. Mark, if you've listened to a lot of the LMN, there are a lot of genuine other stories that are similar to yours. In my lifetime,
I'm starting to learn
I have spent in the last
I'm teasing my
20 some years or more. Actually, more than that, because that's only. But I've read countless books,
Mike, I love
listened to countless stories, and after a while, you see a pattern.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's another thing. What did you guys think about my epiphany I said on my second interview with Jeff about pattern and about finding your next habit? Did that resonate with anybody that's here?
I've had to listen to a couple of those a few times, Mark. I can't remember every detail, but can you kind of brief us again?
Well, yeah. So I had this you guys are causing these epiphanies in me every day, and I've been trying to write them down, but I was like, I've had so many people write to me since you guys started coming over from Jeff's podcast, asking me similar questions. There seems to be some similar themes, and a big theme is like John just had a loss in his family, so I get questions all the time. These windows pop up say, I lost my husband in 2018. Can you help me understand why he died? There's been a lot of those kind of questions to me, and so that set my mind thinking of how to help you all that have had loss in your life and you're still trying to figure it out. And so what came to me is what we were just talking about. Okay, we got 10 minutes from right now before this thing cancels. Okay.
I'll come into one more session, but then I got to go to bed.
Yeah, we'll start it one more time, and then we'll come back on it. I want to have this stream as much as possible because this is really very interesting.
When we go out, I'm going to head out after because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Gail, we haven't heard from you at all.
It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So when the session ends, I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, and it's almost 1. So I'm really tired.
You're an addict now.
Oh no.
But can I just say one thing before everyone has to go away? Is you are all so wonderful being here, and I'm so grateful for you all.
You're gonna sleep good tonight, I can tell. But no.
What was your epiphany?
So my epiphany was, okay, is there a right or wrong length of time that you're supposed to grieve? And the answer to that is no.
Absolutely.
And then the next question becomes, I thought about it from all my experiences I've had and everything. It's when it boils down to it, love is all that matters, and everything else is a waste of time and energy. That's what message I came back. So the more time you do spend grieving, though, what you're doing is you're just delaying the next happiness that is already waiting to happen for you, right? So the best thing to do to speed up the process to get to your next happiness or your next waypoint on your journey is to look back. Just stop everything. Stop, kind of like meditate. Astral project, great way to do this. And go back and find the patterns in your life. And I've already found a lot of patterns in my life that I didn't even know I had. But when you go back to your first memories and you just look for patterns that happen and look for the people that were around you when you recognize the patterns, especially the ones you just lost. And then you can find the reason they came into your life. And once you realize the reason they came into your life and the lessons that you taught them or they taught you or both, then you can make that okay in your heart and you can love and forgive and move on to the next happiness.
Mark,
it's that simple.
That is exactly, I love what you just said. Because I could take what you just said and go back to how I started the whole conversation about my divorce.
Why didn't you tell me? I should just start saying my epiphanies at the beginning of the stream.
The more my ex kind of does negative things, the more I feel compassion.
Yeah, Victoria in the chat, in our main chat, she knows about it.
You can fall into that trap of spiraling into anger, but you can also say, wow, this is an opportunity for me to learn how to love.
Yes, there's a lot of situations. That's what this school is. Yeah. Everything that we have that comes to us, whatever situation or whatever, that we're here to learn and grow and experience
So,
and
the ultimate goal is not to fall into these spiraling, awful feelings. The goal is to fall into compassion and love.
positive.
And remember when I said every tick on a clock, every second that goes by, you can make a decision. This goes
we
back
all
to that.
make decisions. Exactly.
Yeah, you can waste a whole lot of time by grieving for longer than you really need to, or you can
stand stuck.
Put in the work.
You can decide to be shitty, or you can decide to be loved.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look at me. I could have decided. There was times when I was like, I hated God or whatever when all this stuff first started with me. You know, I'm like, why do I have to go through all this pain and misery? And I could have turned that into, I could have kept getting more negative and more negative and more negative. And, you know, who knows what would have happened, you know, but I decided I had to turn into something positive. I'm so glad I did. It's a complete miracle we're all talking tonight. I'm telling you, it's a complete miracle. And
it is a miracle. It is a miracle.
Just not too long ago,
it's a miracle of perception.
Well, it was bound to happen. If it didn't happen with you, Mark, it would happen with somebody else, because I've run into a lot of people that are looking. There's a lot of people that are looking. We are in a very energy powered state in the planet here,
and all of our family that aren't watching live right now, when you do watch this, know that there are those of us in here who understand this concept very well, and you never feel like you're alone. And just come to any one of us, you know, send us a message saying, I just don't understand why this person died in my life, and we'll help you work it out. We'll try to walk you back parts of your life. In these sessions we're having, in this experience, that's what this is all about, is sharing our experiences to understand all these things better. And I think this is going to be very therapeutic for a lot of people.
People have to be open, though. We have to bring that up. You're very right about what you just said, Mark, but I have found that in my experience, I've run into people that just stay stuck because they refuse to let go, and they can't move forward.
Trust me, I know. And I'm trying to work with one of our family members right now, and it's frustrating because I don't know how to help this person.
Get him unstuck,
Get him unstuck.
Stuck.
Oh, well, you're in a different kind of stuck.
Because he
missing.
murdered me, but because he went to jail, he committed suicide. And then my boyfriend after that died of a heart attack, and that was in 1 year. So I mean, I'm afraid to get attached to anybody again because my nickname is Black Widow. I mean,
this
I'm like
kitty cat avatar is so freaking cute.
I just like, if anybody shows interest or anything, kind of like, you know what, I don't want you to die.
Break loose from that. You have to break loose.
But maybe
they
need you. Never give up on love.
Cara, hey.
You're just looping.
Nobody needs a problem.
Only date bad.
You have to validate yourself, Robin. You have to validate yourself. You can't wait for others to continue to validate. Everybody individually needs to learn how to validate their own being. Learn how to love themselves.
I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody at all.
But you were just saying, I'm a Black Widow. Where is that coming from?
You don't need us.
Where does that come from?
No, I don't need it. Romantically, like, what am I going to do?
I think that we're ultimately
the aliens took all my eggs so that
Gail,
they could have
stick around.
babies on another planet.
Hey,
so
this thing's going to end. I'm going to start it back one more time. Gail, if you can just stick around for 5 more minutes, I want to hear. If you can just stay awake for 5 more minutes, can you do that? I want to hear from you.
Do we have 5 minutes left then? Quick, Gail. Quick.
Gail she's been a member of my Facebook for a while. She didn't come from she didn't come from the Jeff Mara podcast here.
No.
I've watched her.
I know.
She's been on my Facebook. I can't even remember how she got on my Facebook exactly. But you're going to remind me because I've been wanting to ask you that.
Okay. Curious. Yeah, it's just curiosity.
Yeah, she's been on my Facebook for a long time, and we don't talk on a regular basis, so I want to find out.
What drew you to his page, Gail? What drew you to his page?
Because I was on Astral Blue Babies.
Oh, that's right.
You run what?
Astral Blue Baby. That's the site I was telling you guys where I learned how to astral project in the first place. These are the guys who taught me how to astral project. It's a community. I think he still has it up. I'm not sure how many go there.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's there, but it just I don't think it's there's no community there anymore.
She met me right after I had my near-death experience, and I met these guys. They're awesome. That's right. I met you there. I couldn't figure out. I was like, it's been so long I've been there. But these guys all taught me a lot of things. They're very knowledgeable.
I was on there a lot.
How did you connect you two then?
Well, we were connected through a website, not Facebook, but we must have exchanged our Facebooks. I hate when this thing cancels out. I'm starting it back, guys. Hang on. Oh, I'm excited now, Gail, because now I remember you. So much has happened since we met. Come back in, guys.
Am I the only one?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I got running deer.
Running deer.
I'm never gonna let you live that.
Where does that come from? I don't. Well, how
running deer is a very common Indian name in movies, like old Western movies.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I've heard that before. You know, like
running deer. You don't like spirit deer?
No, I love spirit deer. It's just that I had that Freudian slip 2 nights ago, and it's always with me now. It got stuck in this buff. Kara, I wanted to welcome Kara from Australia. Yes, Gail. I'm excited now because the last thing I saw from you was like years ago. You were filming this little video on Facebook Live in a wooded area, giving like a little tour in the wood.
Probably that was a long time ago.
It was. Yeah. Well, you know, I've been in a coma and everything since then, so it's like, you know, I kind of had other things to worry
Genuinely.
about.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of places between then too.
I know. Are you still in Canada?
I'm just outside of Toronto.
Okay, yeah, right. Oh, and something something had to do with a hockey rink or a hockey.
I play hockey.
That's what it is. See? It's all coming back. All coming back.
I play ladies hockey.
Like actively.
I play every Sunday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, do you remember any of our interactions at Astro Boo Baby? Like,
yeah.
What was our special connection there?
Well, I mean, everybody was in the chat, so everybody posted and chatted and had conversations. So
yes, and I remember you were having problems astral projecting.
I was. I think we'd have like challenges of.
That's
like...
right. That's right. Yes, I remember now, and you were frustrated. You got really frustrated.
I was like finding the way or something.
Have you been able to since then?
Well, I've had a lot of weird experiences since then, but
I
do a lot of.
This is interesting.
A lot of lucid dreaming and stuff like that, like all the time, like just dreaming, but like stuff that feels real, but it's really not. But and then some experiences. I had like a breakdown there for a while, so I was in the psych ward like 3 times and had a lot of.
Oh no!
A lot of like seeing stuff and a lot of different experiences at that point.
What was their explanation? If you don't mind me asking, or you don't have to answer. But
no, well, I have my daughter. My middle daughter is autistic and has cerebral palsy. So
didn't I tell you guys they're all autistic people? There are a lot of autistic people who are at Astral Boo.
Yeah, so when she was out of school, I was really exhausted, and then I was having issues with my ex. My ex, can call him an ex, actually. That's what I call him. That's his term. And then I couldn't handle anything any longer. So I ended up having to go. Well, they put me into a place to see if it would help me, but it didn't help me actually. You have to figure it out yourself. And then
oh my God.
when you can figure it out yourself.
Doesn't that suck when you've gone to like 100 doctors like I had to go to find out I had Lyme disease? You know, that's crazy. I know the feeling, man. I've been there, done that. You actually become your own doctor because you know yourself better than they do.
Yeah,
that's right. So and you have to find your strength. You have to find your strength from within, actually, and not from other people around you. And that's where you get your strength.
Well, from just talking to you for a few minutes, you seem like you're on an even keel now.
Oh my goodness. My life in the last 7 years, it's the best I've ever been, actually.
Really?
In my whole life.
Good job.
It's like amazing. Like my life, I live on my own with my son, and I've been dating an amazing man for the last 1.5 years.
Congratulations.
Like awesome. It's just everything in my life. It could be better, but it is just the best. And I've been the happiest. You're talking about happiness. Happiness has to come. You just have to perceive your life and appreciate everything and stay in that, like they were talking, just stay in that state. And you just have to see how much you have and how much you're thankful for. And it's just... life is good.
I've been telling people to turn that negative feeling somehow into positive feeling because energy doesn't go away; it just changes form. So you can either vibrate lower or you can vibrate higher.
Yeah,
you have to make that decision, that switch inside you for sure.
Yeah, and how you perceive the things around you.
Yeah,
it's your own perception is how you see it.
Well, I completely agree with. I completely agree with you because we make our own choices as to how we're going to react to life challenges, and we can react to them in a positive or negative way.
Yeah.
What is that saying from that man who was in the Nazi camps? The last of man's freedom is freedom. He can't take away my freedom of how I perceive my reality. Something to that effect. I forget what his name was.
Yes. Viktor Frankl. Yeah.
I love that saying. Viktor Frankl.
Yeah, he's got some beautiful sayings.
So let me ask you this, Gail. I feel like I'm interviewing you now. What? I'm just happy to connect with you because I've had so many. I've lost track with everybody, even my whole family, because of all this sickness. 14 years is a long time, and I've lost. You can ask Gail. I never talk to people on Facebook like that. But were you ever successful in projecting?
I think it's more of dreams that I do. Then I don't think I ever did astral project. But there's so much that it just feels real, but it doesn't. I don't like leave my body and go places.
I can't wait for you to have your first experience, and I remember I used to tell you that. I can't wait for you to have your first experience. Well, it was amazing.
When you guys were talking about that thing, that you see this thing, I remember when I was young, I remember laying in bed, and actually when you mentioned it, I thought, oh my gosh, I remember being in this place, and I remember being there, and there was this thing, it was like above me, and I'm like I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, and this creature was on top of me. And
yes, that's very
common. Didn't somebody mention that
paralysis?
Somebody mentioned that sleep paralysis. People swear there's like this witch sitting on their chest or behind them whispering, and I know
in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I'm telling you, our brain our DNA has something pre-programmed with all these falsities. Oh, I know. The new Dune, not the old. New Dune has a scene where this boy puts his hand in this box, like this Pandora's box type. And when he puts it in there, he experiences all the horror that's inside the box. But it's all false reality. It's sort of a test, just like the spoon trick and be the spoon. It's sort of like that. All these things are there to challenge you to actually do this. And you're rewarded if you can pass through this gauntlet type of thing. But really, there's a way to even not see the gauntlet. You can just keep focus on your intention. If you can do that, block out everything out, even the sounds that you hear. And they're going to be loud. They're so loud, like shotgun blast.
I have never had that, Mark. That's what's real weird. I've never had any of that.
Yeah. So we don't even know your experiences yet. I'm curious to hear your experiences as a whole.
Oh, we haven't even gotten into dual awarenesses yet.
I know.
Dual awareness is another thing. It's a kind of like a same thing, but I'll touch on that in a little bit. But
I also want to talk in the future about higher self, because I've never used that terminology with my own
expanded self.
Expanded self. I call it intuition, for lack of a better word. But maybe that's what it, or maybe higher self is even more bigger feeling than that. I don't know.
I studied a lot of psychology, so terminology, and you guys talk about language. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. So those subjects I definitely want to hit on going forward.
Well, dual awareness, I'll just quick brief people so that someone like Mike, if they experience it, a dual awareness would be, have you ever heard the term, I was beside myself? Okay. Well, people have had, and I've had them too, where there's an experience where, and it seems to be in a very emotional state. I actually had it when I smoked pot a few times. I had it back in the day. But,
back in the day, come on.
When I had heard about, there's no need for me to do any of that anymore. I have no need. I can do it all on my own. But when I heard about my father's death, I literally split. I split. I had a dual awareness at that moment. I was fully awake, and that's the other thing, you're fully awake.
Definitely.
And whatever your experiences is happening, but you're also out of your body at the same time. That's a dual awareness. Wow. I've heard of people's stories where in fact, Natalie Sudman, she's one that if you guys have not read her book or heard her story, that's a really good one. Natalie Sudman, she was blown up in Iraq. We can touch on some of that other stuff too.
Was she a soldier?
No, we won't get into that story right now, but you can look up her story.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what a dual awareness is. And there was a woman that had a car accident, and she was witnessing it at the same time experiencing it. That's a dual awareness. Wow. And Natalie also mentions
that happened to my brother in a car accident.
Yes.
It was amazing when that happened. Yeah.
I want to hear that story too, by the way.
Yeah. So that's another topic outside of astral projection. There's the spontaneous, like we talked about earlier, but dual awareness. So DAE AE is something that people don't really talk about. But being like you, Mark, some of us have experienced things that we can share insight to others with.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited, because I'm telling you, we all have these little superpowers. All of us have these little different superpowers. And
experience.
We're putting them together right now, and it's having such awesome results so far. Really.
Jayfro can write a book for us.
Oh my God, Jayfro is the smartest. She is a walking encyclopedia.
There's sticky notes everywhere.
I'll tell you, I met Jayfro playing Wordfeud on my phone years ago. That's how we met, and she kicked my ass game. I think out of 100 games, I might have won 5.
No,
were you using the computer, Jay?
No, that's what I thought at first. That's what everybody thinks.
I was surprised when I found out that he was.
You were playing against a computer, and he was still losing.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. Well, no, I tried to top it. I would look at anagrams and stuff, and I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get her this time. No, there's no beating Jayfro in Scrabble.
No, that's not quite true. He did. No. He's not that bad. He did beat me more than 5 times.
I know, but I'm trying to get the point across that you are one damn.
I appreciate that, but I'm kind of a baby in terms of what you guys are talking about, because I'm just kind of sensitive and very empathic in a here and now kind of way, but not really psychic or any of that.
Yeah, I was sent in her path to help her deal with learn patience. That is the whole reason I came here.
So we have a ways to go, but
I had to learn patience. I didn't used to be this patient at all. Matter of fact, I was probably worse than you, Jayfro, when I was younger. When you're young, you think you know everything. You jump to conclusions without listening to somebody all the way through. And
but that old maxim, like act in haste and repent in leisure, I was guilty of that too. Like I figured out that I did things and then felt bad later often enough that I wanted to kind of diffuse that and stop doing those things so I didn't have to feel bad about it later. It's a work in progress, because feelings have to go somewhere. I get ill and stuff, so I just kind of try to let things go through me like I'm a sponge or something in the ocean. Like, ooh, this current's nice and sweet, that one's salty, whatever. But it can be exhausting to deal with so many feelings, and I kind of wish that I could let go of that. And I feel like the conversations here are really lending themselves to that larger perspective of how it's possible to let that go, even like how it's possible, and getting there will fun, I'm sure, because I need to light load. I really do.
It's an ongoing thing.
It is. It's possible to let it go. It absolutely is. You know what? And
practice.
I think that the more kind of shit that life deals to you is the more opportunity that we have to let it go.
Yeah.
Like
all those things are opportunities.
Like,
absolutely true.
I'll give a very, very, very simple example. I was driving. I was coming into my apartment complex through the parking garage.
Oh, by the way, no driving for you tonight. By the way,
no drive. What?
Hopefully, your son took the keys away tonight. You're not allowed to drive anywhere tonight.
Oh, but you're so fun. But
the munchies now. Apparently.
I know you're making me hungry.
I'm eating chips and salsa. Come on, give me a break. But let me tell you, I was coming into my parking garage, okay? And my son was with me. He's 13. But I was coming into my parking garage, and I went into and there's a gate, and you have like a little fob, right? That you put up to the electronic thing that opens it.
Hey, what does fob stand for anyway? Where does that word come from?
Freight on board.
I don't know.
Freight on board.
Freight on board.
Freight on board. It's
freight on board.
Yeah, freight on board, like shipping.
Sorry.
It was a little electronic thing that you hold up that opens the gate.
Right.
So I pulled up, and there was a car in front of me, and the car in front of me was not doing anything, was just sitting there. And I'm like, what? If you can see my video, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hold on. No, it's hey, what am I supposed to do? Hold on. What's going on? And then my first thought was like, maybe he can't find his little electronic thing to open the gate. So like, do you want me to back up So you can find your thing. Anyway, like 30 seconds, a minute later, somebody came out of the building and opened the thing for him. Like a random person, another person. And he started yelling at me. What the is your problem? And I'm like, I don't have a problem. I thought he needed to look for his thing. Why wasn't he opening it, right?
You should just say, I love you.
Well, hold on. I eventually, basically, I did. So he's like, what's up your ass? And I'm like, nothing's up my ass. What's up your ass? And he says, well, you're up his ass. And I'm not up anybody's ass. Go in. And so he went in. So we both went in. And then I parked, and my son was with me. And then he's like, I saw him like across the garage, and he's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, dude, I've already forgotten about it. We're done.
You
it's
obviously
it's in the past. Whatever happened, it's done. We're both in. We're both parked. But then he's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, let it go.
Some people are just angry. They just spew.
Well, no, right.
There's one in every group.
But this was an opening moment for me, for my, not for him, but for me.
Yes.
Is this on his way to his divorce?
But you've got to let things go. You can't. And I actually, and the compassion. No, there's a compassion there, right? Because the compassion is what? The compassion is, oh my God, this person is going around life looking for maybe seeing opportunities where this person can jump at people at any moment where he feels anger.
Yes.
Maybe he just had a bad day.
And I'm like, what a terrible way to live.
Yes.
That you're just a big ball of anger waiting to pounce on somebody.
Yeah, like that's your baseline reaction.
No, yes, that's your baseline reaction. But I said, dude, just it's done. Let it go, man.
Yeah.
I don't even talk. Some people you can't reach in those moments. You need to just get out of there.
Maybe so.
So you don't become a punching bag.
Well, but that's what I said, dude.
Some
it's
people
done.
You can't reason with.
It's over. Just let it go now. But it was not only a lesson. I don't know if it was a lesson for him or not because I'm not him. But it was a lesson for me.
Right.
And the lesson for me was in the future, if that happens to me, to let it go.
Definitely.
Because it's not just because it happens to me all the time. It happens to that guy, but it happens to me. It happens to all of us that we get angry, and we cannot sustain anger.
But
because anger feeds off our negative energy.
Yeah, I try to flip. I was saying in the chat earlier that I try to grow something out of that anger that's more of a remedy. Like, how do I flip this now? This energy. How do I take this motivation and make it into something I can use? Right? Instead of letting it eat at me. Yeah.
You drop it completely. You drop it as if you were
recognizing.
dropping a freaking weight that you cannot hold anymore.
Yeah.
You have to recognize it. Once you start recognizing it,
what if you have
practice?
What if you have a girlfriend or a wife that thinks you're
and that is the salvation of the human soul. Is to let it go.
But
I'm glad it's worth it.
I think a lot of guys too, a lot of women want their men in their life to be confrontational. Because it makes them feel safer. Yeah.
I don't believe. You know what?
No.
Mark, I'm sorry.
No.
I don't believe in the masculine, feminine, like, it's a masculine thing or a feminine.
I'm just saying.
Can I say something? Can I just interject 2 seconds? But Mike, you didn't drop it. You held on to it and you brought it over here.
No.
You didn't drop the experience though. You even brought the experience over here.
But I'm not angry about it. No, but I don't feel anything about it.
No, but you didn't drop it.
Now.
You're carrying it.
Yep.
You put it in your backpack and you carried the experience and you opened the backpack and you brought it over here.
Well, if it's a point of recent growth, I mean, that's valid. If it's a point of recent growth for you.
I get what you're saying. But the difference is that I don't feel from it. Like I carry it as an experience that happened that has helped me to evolve. But I don't have an anger toward this person. If I were to meet this person, matter of fact, there was another experience that happened to me where I was playing some music that was too loud in my apartment. When it was my fault, I was cooking and having fun and the music was too loud. And a guy came to my apartment and he said, "You're playing the music too loud. I have kids. They have to go to sleep. And what the f are you doing?" I'm, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know the music was carrying its way. I'm really apologize." And I was angry for a couple of days. And you know what I did?
What?
Let me tell you what I did.
Okay.
I baked cookies for him and his child.
You spit in them?
Oh, no. I did not spit in them.
Okay, good.
I baked cookies.
Oh.
And I said,
wow,
"I'm sorry
awesome,
for the
man.
disturbance. I baked these cookies for you in a symbol of reconciliation." And I saw him recently, and he opened the elevator door for me, and I said, "Thank you very much," and everything was great. And the thing is, what? Here's the ultimate thing, is that some minor thing happens, like somebody gets mad at you for, they think that you had some problem with them in the opening of the garage door, or somebody gets mad at you because they were angry because you were playing music too loud. Are you gonna
Someone's pet's trying to interject.
Are you gonna perpetuate that situation, or are you gonna say, "I am sorry, I would like to resolve, and I'm, instead of being angry, I'm gonna bake you some cookies," and that's what I did.
That's awesome.
This world is full of opportunities to do that, to make the right choices.
Every tick of the clock.
Exactly.
Yep, every tick of the clock.
When someone gets angry at you, it's an opportunity. It's
Whose
not
pet is interjecting
a reason
here?
to perpetuate anger. It's an opportunity to resolve something. That's my point. And you know what? I saw that guy recently, and you know what he did? He opened and held open the garage door for me when I was going in with my dog, and I said, "Thank you so much." And he was holding it open. I said, no, I'm fine. He was holding it open. I said, thank you so much, but I'm fine now. He held it open, and I said, "Thank you very much." I mean, he was very gracious.
Yeah, and also,
good night, everyone.
Good night, Gail. Gail, come back.
Thank you for hanging in there.
Nice to meet you guys.
Sweet dreams.
Thank you for hanging in there.
You answer anger
with
love.
Gail.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good
love
night.
you. We love you.
Love you guys. Answer anger with love, and answer negativity with love.
Definitely.
Right?
That's right.
Definitely gonna have to practice more. Yeah.
It's hard, but the
That's
more you do it, the more you do it, the
practice.
easier it gets.
It's really hard sometimes.
That's the purpose of this world.
The more you do it, the easier
I'm glad
it gets.
I'm doing it right.
Even in my divorce, I'm doing it. I'm
Good
answering anger with love.
No more divorce talk.
Nope. The crux of this world is to do that, to continually, every opportunity we have. And no, we're not going to always be good at it, but we do get better and better and better at it the more we practice.
Right.
Just like doing astral projection. It gets easier.
No. But listen, I think it is our ultimate challenge. It is our ultimate challenge. When we are faced with negativity, not to answer with negativity, but to answer love.
Yes.
Because love will always overcome negativity.
Right.
This must be
always.
Now, if we could only teach that to everybody in the world, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
They'd all be best friends.
We'd all be best friends, exactly.
It's hard as hell. It's hard as hell.
Well, it's hard as hell, Mike, only in the beginning.
Only in the beginning.
It does get easier. Because even just like Mark was saying, and they were talking about just the anger. When they were talking about anger, and now they're more patient. Mark is way more patient. Believe me, I have gotten more patience. I'm not great at it. I'm not perfect at it, but I have way more patience than I did when I was younger.
J-Fro is probably sick of me. Sick of my patience by now.
She's sick of your patience?
Yeah.
Why?
Once you see that it works.
I'm always telling her.
Well, because she tells you that?
I wouldn't say sick of it exactly.
Fuck Hamilton. What the with you?
Is that your dog?
My dog. He's whining.
Can you get your meat?
Love.
Yes. And you know what? Let me say this. Do you guys have pets? Because I get so angry. My dog will get out and they will go through the trash, and I will come home to a floor full of
lots of opportunity, Mike. Lots of opportunity.
And
one dog
that they've gone through, and shit that they've gone through because they've gotten through the gate. And there was times where I was like so angry at them, and I would, not like hit them hard, but like, you dog, you bad dog. And I'm getting to the point where it's like
they don't even know what they're doing.
Well, not only
do they don't.
No, they do know what they're doing.
They have
Mike.
They have separation anxiety.
I know. I'm not that nice.
And that's right. And
they know we're
hungry.
It's instinct.
Yeah.
They're just hungry.
They're hungry. It's instinct.
It's like being angry at a tree for dropping its leaves in your driveway.
Oh no, the pirate.
No, really. What?
Robin, you're turning into Mark.
You're a clown.
Would you be?
You're a little clown.
Would you be angry at a tree for dropping its leaves in your driveway? No.
It's time for Mike to walk the plank.
Walk the plank. Oh no.
Yeah, make him walk the plank.
So I just love my dogs, and I clean up after them, and it's like, okay, so it takes me half an hour to clean up
Mike.
after them.
Well, hey, Mike,
the
dogs are there for your practice.
The dog talk.
Yeah.
We're all right.
You need to wind down.
We're not ascending. We're not talking about ascending.
Victoria, we love you.
We want to talk about,
right.
like
Kara from Australia. Good night. We love you.
Yeah.
You're beating a dead horse there, Mike.
You be safe too.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, just try to wind down. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's wind down a little.
Let's wind it down. Okay,
we can love you, but
I'm going to give the floor to Linda Lou.
I don't even. Oh, is she in? She's not on Zoom. She's on the.
No, she's in
For
Zoom.
some reason, my name doesn't come up on my profile, so I'll have to.
Oh,
fix
there
that
we
for
go.
you.
Yeah, you're just a Zoom user.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I don't think my name comes up either. Do I have a name?
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is. Mine was not coming up.
Oh, my last name shows up? Oh, my gosh.
Robin.
I got to get rid of my last name. Thank you.
When you're logging in. Yeah, I'm trying to do all that. So is Linda. Linda's going to have the floor here.
All right, Linda. I'm a bit of a shy person. I hope you know that.
Finally.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. Now, how far do you live from the capital of Canberra?
About a 7-hour drive.
It's that far from Melbourne to Canberra? Wow. I realize it's that far.
Yeah, Canberra's one of the closest places. Adelaide's about 7 hours and Sydney's about 13, 14 hours drive.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize, I guess I thought Canberra was closer to Melbourne for some reason. Like, I thought Canberra was a lot closer to Melbourne than 7 hours. That's a long way.
I know. Yeah. About it just depends how fast you drive, I guess.
Wow.
What time is it where you are at, Linda?
Yeah. It is 5:40 p.m.
On Saturday. Goodness. On Saturday. You're almost Sunday.
On Saturday. I'm in the future.
We made it, you guys. We made it.
I know. At least we know.
I'm into the AM.
At least we know we have another 19 hours, unless it asks.
Yeah.
The world hasn't ended yet. Not on Saturday.
I want to apologize if I.
No, it's okay, Mike. We understand.
Mike, you're fine. You're fine. We just wanted you to wind down a little.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm going through a lot right now.
I know you are.
We know.
Today especially was a very intense day for me, and I'm especially charged. And but
practice. Yeah.
And but I'm going through a lot of learning and
all at the same time.
A lot of trauma, but a lot of learning all at the same time. And
I know.
It's tough. And so I'm in a way I'm just kind of trying to also express what I've learned, but it's in a very charged way. And
a little intense.
I apologize.
You're a charged particle.
Yeah, I'm a charged particle right now.
Start calling him a charged particle.
But I just want to say it all out of it's all with the intent to say I just want to apologize and also thank you for.
You're forgiven.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Mike.
Talking about all the particles charging now, I have that song, The Neutron Dance, in my head.
Oh, wow. You know,
that's awesome.
The Neutron Dance.
You know, speaking of music, a lot of Americans don't realize you guys have way more music than we hear. Like, we just hear of your most popular ones that, like Olivia Newton-John and Kylie Minogue, Danny Minogue. But there's so many bands that never come here. Like Men at Work, we had them, and AC/DC.
All right, Olivia Newton-John. Oh my God.
Let's get physical.
I really get to that. So sad how she just passed away too.
Really?
Who just passed away?
Yeah, Olivia Newton passed away. Yeah, about a month ago.
That was sad. I saw that. Very sad.
I totally
Beautiful.
missed that news.
Such a long battle with cancer.
She'll always be a light in our lives.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Loved her in Greece. That was my favorite.
It's so hard. A lot of people are dying. Who's died? Like David Crosby just died. Crosby, right? Crosby.
David Crosby, yeah.
People here that have passed away too.
Jeff Beck just died.
Yeah.
I mean, all the great.
The mom from A Christmas Story.
They moved on.
She died.
They moved
passed. On. Yeah, the mom from A Christmas Story.
Wow. Hey, remember, they didn't die. They actually moved on, right?
Oh, yes.
In another realm.
Death,
they
right?
just moved into another realm.
Yeah, they walked through their next door.
Linda.
Linda.
Yeah.
We want to hear Linda.
Yeah. What were you going to ask her, Mark?
There's 1.5 minutes left, guys.
Okay, no. Well then.
Well, I haven't actually left my body yet. I've just had visions before bed and sometimes during the night.
That was my question. I was going to ask you is what's your most outstanding experience, Pat, and why or how to find the Jeff Mara podcast where you found me and all of us, and what was your interest in that? And
just because I guess some phenomena happened to me over the last, say, 5 years. It all started with one night when I woke up to a really bright green light in the corner of my room, just sort of like spark. Yeah, it's like I was waking up to something just at the end. And then ever since then, I just started to have different things where I could feel things, see things, hear things. And then one night I started to get visions. Just before bed, like I see faces, and I can't even count how many have happened. At the start, it was kind of a little bit here and there, like the universe was testing me because I was getting a bit of afraid of it. And but since watching Jeff and Mark talk, I think maybe it's my life. I'm not sure. It's a bit of a mystery to find out.
Wow.
But a lot of the time I see people at the time of their death, and that was like, it's really strange because.
All right, guys, let me get you back.
Okay, reset. Can you reset?
Welcome back.
There you go. I'm cooking tortellini.
Ooh, tortellini.
Yeah. Wait. Oops.
What?
Linda.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe it's just from what you guys were talking about, maybe it's just all my different lives. I'm not sure. But
you're curious.
But when I do see, like at the start I saw a lot of death, but they weren't scary. Like the people were looking at me smiling. It was like a beautiful death. It was really strange. Yeah.
Now,
and then after that I started to see some children born after that. And for a long time it was in color, and then it wasn't in color, but now it's always in color, but the pictures were always still. But only in the last 2 weeks they're starting to move, which is really interesting. Yeah.
How do you mean move?
Pardon?
How do you mean move?
Like it looks like a video, like it's moving. Like the people before that, it was always just like a still shot of them looking at me. But now I can see them walking, or it happens just so quick. But it's really strange because for some reason I know where they are and what year it is, but I don't know how. It's just a knowing that comes to me. It's really strange.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm afraid to astral travel, but I know I've got to get braver with that and keep trying.
Why? Can I ask why?
I'm just scared I'm not going to come back in my body.
Oh, okay. Because I'm excited. I mean, if I can do it, I'd be excited to do it. And I'm not afraid for some reason because I know that it's not death. Good. So I'm excited to try it. But so I'm not afraid.
Well, my advice for you would be don't try too hard right now because you're going through a lot, and you want to save as much energy as you can for this whole process.
Right.
Once you get more on a even keel, then you can donate more energy to.
You're probably right.
Attention,
Yeah,
but
probably right.
Just baby.
But I'm trying. But I'm trying at least to dip my toe in the water kind of way.
Yeah.
You're becoming aware as well.
Like last night, it was really weird. I had a very intense dream, and it was really weird.
Me too.
It was all about like going to, taking an airplane and trying to find my way to the gate and not being able to get there and all these weird things. But
that's funny. I always dream about airports too. It's really strange. Funny.
Interesting.
Well, this was really weird, but that's not really. But what ended up happening was it got to be the morning, and I started to wake up, and there was a moment where I knew that I was waking up, but I was not all the way woken up. And at that
happens
moment,
to me sometimes too.
At that moment, I said, I'm going to try the astral projection now because I know that my body's sleeping and my mind is awake. And I tried it for about 50 minutes, not quite an hour. I was not totally successful, but I had some very kind of strange sensations. I don't know if they're valid or not. Some of them, the most interesting sensation I would report, I guess, would be a sensation of warmth especially around my belly area.
That'd be your solar plexus.
Yeah, like a lot of people say they feel like they come out and go into their
belly button. Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow.
And you know, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it was just the comforter that was on top of my body. I don't know. You know, I don't know if it was true or not, but I tried for about 50 minutes and I was trying to tell myself, get out of your body, get out now, do it. And I was thinking about the rope thing, and I was thinking about all different ways of doing it. And I say, okay, that's fine. I know it takes time. Might not be today, but it will be next time. But it was just like that moment of waking up, being between the dream state and the awake state, and knowing that I was between the two, and that was the perfect moment.
Do you sometimes, when that happens to you, your eyes are closed, but you can still see the room? That happens with me. And then I open them and then, wow, the room is really bright. I'm really seeing it properly. It's like my eyes open up 2 times. It's quite strange.
Now, okay, let me ask you this. Is there one open one's eyes or keep them closed?
Can't move any muscle.
So keep your eyes closed.
Yeah, but it won't matter anyway. You're going to see right through your eyelids anyway, because your third eye.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. It's been really strange seeing through my eyelids.
Look, there was one time when I was first practicing where I had like literally 6 pillows stacked on my head, and I could still see my room. Now,
wow,
that's why I said, what can I put over my eyes where I don't see light? Because I wanted to see the stars, you know, the data stream.
Did you have your eyes even with pillows on top of your head?
You can see, yeah, you can.
Did you keep them closed, or did you
closed,
open them
closed.
under the?
Closed.
Okay.
I'm telling you, our third eye can see just like our other eyes, but just in a different spectrum.
Yeah.
I was trying
once I saw inside my body too. I don't know. It was like some sort of organ I could see.
That's cool.
And that's happened several times. And then I opened my eyes
before.
and I could still see it for a while.
See, I told you, we all have these little unique superpowers.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That is neat. We got to figure out how to do that.
The only thing is I can't control any of it. It just happens when it wants to.
But
I can't get it to happen when I want.
What is your vantage point when you see that inside of you?
Vantage point in what way do you mean?
Like, are you outside? Are you looking at yourself from the outside, or are you actually looking
no,
inside?
my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed, and it's usually when I'm waking up, and then I can, like, behind my eyelids, my eyes were still closed, and I could see like blood and vessels and stuff like that. And then I opened my eyes, and it took up the whole like visionary area of my room still for about 30 seconds. Often it stays for about 30 seconds. I'm assuming. I mean, I've never counted it, but
X-ray vision.
Yeah, that's happened probably about half a dozen times now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that's amazing. How many times did it take for you to try before you could do something like that?
Well, that's the thing. I haven't been trying. It just comes to me when out of nowhere. And then sometimes like when I try and do things, I can't do it. It's really weird.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's like the universe tells me when it wants to do it.
Well, I think that's where intention is very important. That's where intention.
Yeah, I have to learn that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, just imagine everything that's inside you. You have to push it up. And that's hard to do. And that's actually a good technique to keep your consciousness awake so it doesn't fall asleep like it normally does.
Can I ask how old you are? Because I think it matters.
I'm 45 in March.
Oh, okay.
So I'm 8 years older than you.
Oh wow, so is my brother.
Really?
Yeah. My brother Wayne, the one that didn't get the Y.
No, because I think that my
tell him I said hi.
my impression is that the newer souls that are incarnating here on planet Earth are probably more inclined to be able to do these type of things than the older ones of us that have been here. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why that happened.
Like
I have heard a lot of people talk about that.
You ever heard about the indigo children?
No.
It's something to look up.
Yeah.
But one thing I have heard is my best friend, she has a girl called Eva, and she's 13 years old now. But when she was 2, she remembered her past life.
Wow.
Yeah, because she would just say little things here and there.
Tell Eva to come on the show.
She's only 13, though. She's a little bit shy.
We want to talk. We want to meet her.
She doesn't remember anymore. She remembered when she was 2. So she was we were driving home from the shopping center once, and she just said, "Oh, we can't eat too much food because my other parents died from overeating." And we're like,
"Oh my
a little
goodness."
bit strange. Yeah. And then she would just say, "Yeah, the other parents that I had before you, just several little things like that." And but then she forgot about 4 or 5 years old. Like when we talk to her about it now, she can't remember any of that.
This is not surprising to me at all because I've heard accounts of the this kind of a memory.
Yeah.
Well, if she got a regression done, she would remember.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do when she's older, but her mum's a little bit freaked out by that sort of stuff at the moment until she's older and matured.
That's what my dad.
All right.
That was my last conversation with my father before he died. 2 weeks before he died, we had an argument on the phone. I was in Florida.
Wow.
And I was in Florida, and he was in Michigan, and I was trying to tell him about my near-death experience, the first one, and he didn't want to hear anything about it. He goes, "That's the devil working inside of you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on! If that's the devil working inside of me, then man, I want to be part of that side."
I listened to one recently on, I can't remember what podcast it was or whatever, but the woman was talking about her experience and dying, and when she came to in the hospital, because it was a hospital error that made her die briefly, she told one of the doctors what happened, and he was like, no, don't tell me about that, I don't want to hear it, and he like turned around and walked out the room. But the other people were like, oh yeah, tell us about it. But that one guy was like, I don't want to know about that, I don't want to hear about that, all I want to hear about are your levels and your whatever, this level and that level, because he was just so like dialed into the physical rather than the spiritual, I think, but that's how it is.
Some people it scares too. That's why I haven't really told many people. I've only told probably 4 or 5 people,
especially scientists and
doctors. They get a little bit frightened by it.
Scientists and doctors, they're so dialed into like the science, and there's no way whatever you're feeling is like endorphins or whatever, something in your chemicals in your brain, and it's not real, and that's what it is for them.
I did a past life regression, and that's very cool. And I was, if I could chime in, and I highly recommend it. I was a black, long time ago. I'm not that well. There's no time, right? But I used to beg for. I was a black West Indies child in Barbados, and when the cruise ship would come in, we would always just get our money from the tourist, and we would just beg for our money. And I remember the beautiful white women in their dresses coming off the big cruise ship, and all I want to do was be this rich white woman, because to my mind, all the white women were rich, and I really, really want to be a white woman. So you really get careful what you wish for, even in a person. And boy, was I wrong. I'm a struggling white woman. We're not all rich, So all I want to do is like live in the Caribbean now. Also, I dream about going back and being in the water and snorkeling and fishing and living the pure life, But I just loved living in Florida, because I was like, I felt back at home, back in nature with the fruit and in the water and snorkeling.
And before you came here to California, I was in Florida before. You and I were neighbors, and we didn't even know it.
And I used to live I lived in Northern California. I lived in Concord, Walnut Creek, Sacramento, and Roseville.
Oh wow!
You're a local around here.
You lived all over.
I did. I used to live up in Northern California as well, and then I went to Florida, Tampa area, which is wild.
That's where I was. I worked in Clearwater, and then I bought a house. Well, my first house I bought was in Palm Harbor, and then in Pinellas County, and then I bought my house over by Busch Garden, like an investment.
Oh my God, I love Busch Garden.
Oh yeah, the best time to go there is on Thanksgiving Day, because there's nobody there, and you get a full Thanksgiving dinner, and you can ride the roller coasters as much as you want. They don't even stop them; they just keep going.
Oh, isn't that the best time to go? I love going on holidays to amusement parks.
Definitely, especially
out
when
here
it's off
too.
season.
I go to.
There's no big queue.
Yeah, exactly. Disneyland is great on Thanksgiving Day, and so is Magic Mountain, which I need to go to.
I've been to Disneyland, just to Disney World. I went to. I really liked it.
Oh, what do you have in Australia for entertainment? Like for
Melbourne.
I would love to just go to all the amusement parks around the world. I'm just like a big
you have
kid.
to come over. I'll go with you. Cool.
I want to go to Comic-Con and music parks the rest of my life. I mean, amusement parks and Comic-Cons, I'll be happy.
There's a lot of beautiful nature areas around Melbourne as well. Like, have you heard of the 12 Apostles?
No.
Things like that. Yeah, it's beautiful here. So I'm really lucky where I live, because I'm not too far from everything. So, but in Queensland, if you like amusement parks, there's like Warner Brothers Movie World and things like that there. Yeah.
As far as
Nothing
I'm concerned,
like
the greatest amusement park there has got to be the Great Barrier Reef.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Wow, that's amazing. And you guys are desperate for teachers too.
Pardon?
In Australia, you guys are recruiting teachers from the U.S. over there.
Oh,
there's a shortage.
wow, I didn't know that.
There's a shortage for teachers. They asked me to go out there. The company I work for.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I'm like, you guys are paying really low, and they're.
Oh my God, I would love to go there.
Dude, I got a daughter.
We'll have to make it happen one day.
I have a daughter in Adelaide. I haven't seen since 1997. Yeah, and she's 29 99 now. She was 2 years old back.
Is she in Australia?
In Adelaide, yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now I went
that's
there.
only a 6-hour drive from here.
I know. Let's go.
Wait, where?
Yeah, we will. Sounds good, Mark.
Okay.
I'm in
Melbourne.
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 But I'm right on the border, so I live in Victoria, the state of Victoria, but then it's right on the border of Melbourne, so it's only like a 25-minute drive to the city.
But you know, we're gonna okay. So our first launch pad is gonna be El Capitan. So you're gonna come here first, but then we'll have another launch pad in Australia, maybe our second one or something. And we'll all come with you, and then you can lead us from there.
It sounds awesome.
Oh, you guys are gonna astro travel to El Capitan?
Yes. Well, you are too. You are too. That's the group plan.
You know what?
Yeah, we gotta keep practicing.
Where have you been?
ever since my trauma, I'm not able to remember my dreams or to travel or anything. When I try to astral travel, I want to ask you, but I don't want to interrupt Linda if she's still speaking.
That's okay. No, that's fine.
But every time I astral travel, it's like I'm in this. It's something new happening where I'm in this washer where it's almost like a dryer where I spin one direction and then there's this imagine an outer tub spinning a different direction, and I feel like my body spinning one way and my spirit spinning the other way, and I get way crazy dizzy, and I have to stop myself. I don't know what's going on. I'm spinning.
Are you able to stop yourself, or do you not get to?
I stop myself because it gets way too fast.
Spinning.
Yeah.
That different parts of us are spinning in opposite directions. Like our chakras are spinning in one direction, and another thing I can't remember what it was, but that's what actually maintains our balance. That something is spinning in a clockwise way, and another thing is spinning in a counterclockwise way.
That's your magnetic field, clockwise, and then gravity. Yeah. But we have a new family member you guys haven't met. Hopefully come in. He's like a quantum physics expert type.
Great.
I can't wait to meet her because we're gonna collaborate.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, gravity spins. I call it gravity.
Okay.
Obviously, there's another
I think it's because we're in a black hole. I don't think it's gravity. I think it's a black hole sucking us in.
Well, yeah. So I need to introduce you guys to Nassim. He's a
Oh, he's awesome, Mark. He's so fantastic.
So you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, he speaks in Australia all the time.
Yeah.
He Nassim, I can't remember his last name, but he taught himself physics. I mean, he wrote the paper about the boson, the boson particle.
In a little caravan in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in a van down by the river. Yeah, a van. Exactly. He lived in a van for 5 years and taught himself physics.
Yeah, maybe he can explain.
He's great.
That
yeah, maybe I'll have a premiere on the channel in the near future, and we'll watch that video. And I'll call it a react. You can react to it, so that'll be one of my first react. And then
I have no idea what's going on, so I have to stop. And I tried your technique with the dots and stuff, and I'm going, and then here comes the spinning, and I go, oh no, I can't do it.
You see the spinning, but I know.
I feel it.
Yeah, so. Remember, I told you your third eye. Some people see a dot that didn't move. Follow the dot. Roller coaster. Follow the dot.
So with that dot, Mark, even with it come into us, what do we do? Because with that dot, they come into my face and sort of go out the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to. Do I follow it out the back with them, or
no? Just imagine yourself running against the grain, like running out of your third eye, and the dots are coming toward. You're gonna run the opposite direction out. And then,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then those dots are gonna change colors and stuff like that. Just relax. It's so easy to tense up because you're so excited.
Yeah.
This is a problem I've had sometimes. I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm almost there. I'm like, yeah. But you can't do that. You just gotta let it come. This is the hardest thing to do. But when your body's really tired, that's actually the best time you probably have success is right when you go to bed. But hard to keep your eyes, hard to fight that drowsiness. That's why.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why set your alarm for 4 hours and then wake up. Get up like for half an hour.
Well, apparently 3 a.m. is when your pineal gland's supposed to be open at the most.
Well, yeah, I can tell you a little bit about that because I had to learn about that in the military for my job. So during the daytime when the sun's out, you have 5 layers of the atmosphere, and they're named the D1, D2, and then the E's, and then the F1, F2. And at 3 o'clock, all those layers are gone, so there's no ionosphere left. So that's why signals can't reach far. Like the longer the wave, the shorter the wave, the shorter distance it's gonna go because of those layers disappear. So there's no ion collision at 3 o'clock. It's like 3 to 5 o'clock till the sun comes up. So that's why if you don't have any cloud cover, all the heat's gonna escape into the atmosphere. So that's why in the desert it can go from really hot to really cold.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because all the heat.
Oh, wow.
There's another technique that I do, but you can't really pick where you want to go. It's just kind of like getting on a random bus. But I fall asleep, and I use this before. I like Mark's technique because you get to choose where you want to go. But I fall asleep and I have this technique where I wake up in my dreams and then I go, okay, I'm awake. And then I kind of control my dreams. I don't know if that's considered.
Isn't that lucid dreaming?
Oh, you're right, Mike. I guess that's lucid dreaming.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so
I have full control of that. I do that.
And that's different than an astral projection, but you can astral project from a lucid dream really easy by falling back or jumping off a tall structure.
Right, because that makes sense, right? Because you're lucid dreaming, that means that you are conjuring your dreams. So if you're conscious, that means that your mind is awake and your body sleep, and you can
fix stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Actually repair stuff.
That's the main difference between a lucid dream and astral projection is you are wide awake as we're talking right now during a projection. In a dream, you're not quite there, but you can control it.
Yeah. I can fix what happens and control other problems.
So actually tomorrow, I challenge you guys to start with me. I'm going to start looking at my hands tomorrow. I'm going to download an app on my phone that rings a little alarm every hour, and I'm going to look at my hand and ask myself if I'm dreaming. You guys can do that too. And the more we
wait, can you say that again, please?
I'm going to download an app on my phone to ring an alarm every hour, and every time that alarm goes off, I'm going to look at my hands. I'm going to say, "Am I dreaming?" That's it.
You mean you're going to pull your hands wherever they are and put them in front of your face?
Just down or lay down at them, I wouldn't do that. I would just look down at them and say, "Am I dreaming?" Because your hands are going to look different in your dream than they are in this state. So once you know you're dreaming, you can control everything that goes on at that point. Then you can astral project. You don't have to go through all the steps.
So that lends credence to maybe I don't know if it's a theory or technique or whatever, rather than laying down and going into a meditative state in order to astral project, but instead going to sleep, and then while you're waking up, recognizing that you're in that in between state of wake and sleep, and say, "I'm there now."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna. I know we were talking about active and passive, but I don't know. Seems like it should work.
It's hard. You got to train your mind. You got to train the circuitry in your brain that traps us here. You got to train you got to get past that circuit. You got to.
I was awake.
Like last night, safety valves. That's how you do it.
I was like last night. I was having all these like crazy weird dreams, and I knew they were dreams. But then at one point, I was waking up, and I knew I was waking up, and I knew that it's whatever hour of the morning, and I'm waking up. However, I'm not completely awoken yet.
You're half and half. Yeah, I do that all the time. Ask J-Fro. Like
right.
It takes me an hour or two just to come back to this reality sometimes.
Exactly. So I told myself, oh my God. I told myself, oh my goodness, I'm in that state right now where I should try this astral projection. That's what I told myself.
So don't get up.
It sounds like you're getting closer. Yeah.
Just close your eyes and just start relaxing.
It's a step closer, right?
Yeah, and you'll start vibrating really fast.
Okay. So that's good. So that could be a step, right? Okay.
Yeah, but
that's another thing that happens to me sometimes when I wake up in the morning. My body's vibrating and the bed's vibrating just for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened a few times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean I've been out?
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. It's funny how I forget.
Alvar, you grew up in Barbados? Wow. He said that, and then I just now saw
Barbados, really?
Mm-hmm. He said he grew up in Barbados.
Oh wow.
Well, guys, do you think we've had enough for the night?
Great. That was my basically. Remember before I posted, I have a question. I was going to post it in chat, but I want to wait till tonight. And that was my question. Is like about instead of going into a meditative state,
10-minute count
from an awake state. What about coming back out of a dream state? And that was my question. So that was answered.
Have you guys ever been able to go back in the dream after you woke up?
Yes. And continue the dream?
I've done it. I've done it a few times. It doesn't always work, but sometimes. Oh man, and my dreams don't download for 12 hours sometimes. They'll all come back and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh?
I remember now, and then I was like, I can't wait to get back there.
The funny thing with me too is every time I go to Hawaii, I have so many deja vus and memories when I'm there. I don't know why.
Oh my, we gotta go.
Every time I'm there.
We gotta go because that's my home away from home. I lived there for years.
I love Hawaii.
Yeah.
I have a special soul connection there for sure somehow.
Me too, for sure. Or as we say around here, fa sha.
I think the more we work on it, the more we have control. That's it.
Definitely. We got it. Yep, right.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to collaborate. That's why I go inside of our Facebook group and collaborate as much as possible every night, every day when we wake up.
And that's another reason why this group is super great, is to reinforce that and to talk about it.
Yeah, because somebody might have the key to all of us making it better, and I know that's going to happen because it happened when I first learned in this Astral Boo Baby where I met Gail at all those years. That's so cool. She came in tonight. I was like, I know her. Where do I know? And it took me a while to figure out that was her. I'm like, that's yes. I learned
it's called Astro Boo Baby.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, .com. Astral, like Astral Project, Astral Boo Baby, BOO Baby.
Ooh, I'll check it out.
All one word.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he still has the site on there, but you can find out blogs I wrote. I wrote blogs on that site about my experiences.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. And
will do, man. Thanks for a great chat tonight.
But yeah, El Capitan.
Yeah, it was so fun.
El Capitan, get out.
What I think is amazing is that, wait a minute, just before we go. Well, I know Mark and me were pretty close. You're in Santa, shit.
I'm in Los Angeles, basically. I'm in LA.
You're in LA. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in, and Mark and I are like an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
And then we have Australia, right?
Yeah, just across the water.
But across the.
I come to America quite often, so hopefully I'll come up and come meet you all.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're just 3. But before we have people from so many places, and that's just what's kind of really cool. It's not just. I mean, right now we're just 3, but before we were like 9 or 12 or whatever we were.
Yeah, Linda, we're basically in San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
It's just cool to be all over the place.
Yeah, we're up here in wine country. Sure, you've heard of Napa Valley. That's to our east.
Oh, yeah,
I love Napa.
I
haven't been there in so long.
Yeah, we're in Sonoma County, just to the west of Napa Valley, and we have just as many vineyards here as
great wine. Like wine.
I love Center Home. That's the best. I love that winery.
Center Home.
Yeah, even though it's the cheapest, the best
J-Fro, have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, that came later though. I was there a long time ago.
J-Fro, falling asleep on us. She's had a hard day today. She had a.
J-Fro has a winery.
No, but she probably knows where that.
Oh my goodness.
Does J-Fro have a winery? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, J-Fro.
I know. That'd be nice.
Center Home?
So I'll tell you a real quick story. We're about to time out on the Zoom side, but I toured all the vineyards in South Australia in the Adelaide area, and man, I got the worst headache of my life. But I met a guy in one of the wineries. He was like 100 years old, and I said, "What is the secret to your longevity?" Because he was really looking good, in good shape for 100 years old. And he said he drank a bottle of port a day.
Oh, God.
I know, right? I mean, port is so thick. Have you guys ever had port?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like drinking plum.
I can't do alcohol. Ever since I died, I can't do alcohol.
Me either. I haven't drank since my near-death experience at all.
Oh wow. Well, I am jealous.
It's weird how that works.
Yeah, I don't. And I wasn't alcoholic or anything at all. I just I get the worst headache.
I just get more friendly when I drink.
Yeah, me too.
Some people give them.
It only takes not even half a glass of wine for me.
Really? Oh, you're a light.
Yeah.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4.
Yeah, I have a high tolerance because of my weird liver or whatever. Like I could drink all night, and actually, my ex-wife tried to get me drunk when I first met her in South America, and her and my friend who introduced me to her, they took me out like bar hopping, and they tried to get me drunk just to see how I was when I would drink, I guess. And they were mad because they spent hundreds of dollars trying to do that. I would never get drunk, and they were like, "How do we get you drunk?"
Wow.
Impossible. I've always been that way. People used to enter me into drinking contests to win money.
I'll drink all of you under the table then. We'll figure the contest.
And I woke up in bed with some girl I didn't know one night when I did.
Oh my God.
It was scary. I woke up in a water bed. I was actually like bobbing, not floating. Like what? Oh my God. Yeah, that was.
I didn't know they still made those.
Yeah, that was way. Yeah, now they make them with all those baffles. Back then, that was like 1997 or something.
A water bed.
Yeah, the old.
Could you imagine?
I find so uncomfortable.
Like the kind of Edward Scissorhands. Remember, he was pop.
Can I just, before we go, can I introduce my 2 loves of my life?
Oh, look at him.
Oh,
that's what I heard. Oh,
that's Hamilton.
Oh,
Hamilton.
And that's Althea. Oh my gosh. They just want to go out and they need to get out. She's just
so pretty.
Today
they're so cute.
I like that painting on the wall. That's pretty cool.
This little one. So here I live in Alameda, and Alameda is an island in the East Bay across from Francisco. Mexico, and we have it's an island, so obviously we're surrounded by water, so we have beach. So I took them out to the on a walk by the beach, and he got so excited by the bird that she pulled the leash out of my hand and went running away from me to chase the bird. And she ran into the water, and she wouldn't come back. And it was like a 30-minute ordeal trying to get her back. But she's so cute, a sweetie.
She's
but
adorable.
She drives me crazy also.
What kind of dog is she?
She's actually a golden retriever, but she's like super small.
Oh, she is little.
She's a small golden, and he's like half golden, half lab, and he's like 100 pounds. He's big.
Oh, she's adorable. I want a doggy.
Doggies are great. Oh, yes. Oh, God. They need to go out. I need to take them out to go pee. Anyway, I just wanted to share.
The beautiful colors.
Okay, yeah, I hope she's okay. Go
Good night, you guys. I'm going to sign off.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off too. Right. Hey, thank you all.
It's so lovely to know you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would love you guys, all of you. And most of our family weren't able to come on tonight, but they'll hopefully come and watch later. It was very interesting. I'm really enjoying these talks.
Me too. Mark,
awesome.
Thank you for putting this all together. It's really coming
my pleasure.
together is quite something.
I know it's amazing, and I know it's not very organized right now, but I'm working on that. I'm working on getting to a routine, and oh my God, here I'm gonna turn on one more. I'm gonna turn on one more time just to say bye. You guys hear me? But yeah, everybody out there that's listening, I don't know how many we have left. I think everybody's falling asleep on us. I think there's 8 people left. So those of you who are still listening, that are still awake, thank you. I love you guys. And
hello.
Hi. Yeah, I couldn't say goodbye like that. I had to come on here.
Oh, yeah, I'm that sort of person too. I hate not saying goodbye properly. It makes me sad for ages.
Candy's channel. I didn't know you had a channel, Candy. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad. I'm so happy you guys are in there. And try to come on to Zoom next time we have a Zoom. Next time, Experiences Volume 3. You never know what's going to happen. And Linda, it was so nice to hear your voice and talk.
Thank you. I enjoyed it really good.
I know. So I was thinking, once we get used to El Capitan, then maybe we'll use Ayers Rock as one of our launching points.
Oh yeah, Ayers Rock, very, very spiritual.
Yeah. We can
I've never actually seen it in person either.
Really?
No, I've always wanted to see it.
Yeah. Oh, Candy. That's okay. You can watch it back and come into our group, our Facebook group and stuff, and talk there. We tested out our. We can talk on camera there too in our Facebook group. I have 2 rooms there dedicated to that. So
I saw one room there, but I didn't see the second one. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I created one called Ancient Language Studio and Astral Projection Studio, and then we have a general chat. But yeah, don't cry, Candy. But yeah, I'm so happy that we're all coming together now. It's amazing. Now, Linda, have you ever seen the show Heroes? I don't know if you ever got that.
No, I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It would have been back in like 2006 time frame, somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. So it's a TV show, not a movie?
It was a TV series, yeah, but I don't know how you would watch it in Australia. You'd have to watch it like on... do you get Hulu there and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll be on one of those platforms. I use Kodi personally, which uses...
check it out.
Kodi is a program. You can download plugins for it and watch anything for free, basically. That's what I've always... Yeah, remember Heroes? So I'm going to post a thing in our group. I'm going to post the trailer because that's what you guys all remind me coming together.
Oh, okay.
It's like we're all like characters in this show, and totally got me excited because you'll see why. If you watch the show, you'll see why. It's worth the watch for sure. It's just remember, save the cheerleader, save the world. They can save the cheerleader, they can save the world. And basically, all the people take on these superpowers that they all of a sudden just didn't know they have, and now they have the superpower because of this eclipse.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Because of this eclipse that happened. And once this eclipse happens, all these people get superpowers, and they get them to fight the dark here on the earth type of thing. And really cool. And a lot of you guys have these same personalities and same superpowers as I saw on this show.
Oh, wow, we have to definitely watch it.
You have like an X-ray vision. And
yeah.
I mean, that is badass,
I wish I could control it. It would be really cool.
Well, that's the thing. These people don't know how to control it either. But
right, okay.
When they come together, that's when the superpowers activate. When they're alone, they don't really have it. But there are certain ones in the group that are like cattle, feed off of everybody's energy, push it back out to everybody, and that amplifies power.
It's a very good metaphor for life in general.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I definitely want to watch that show again for sure because it's really cool. My favorite character in the show was Hito, a Japanese guy. His superpower was he could stop time, and he could time jump. He could time travel. So he learned how to time travel anywhere. Just like I experienced in my near-death experience. He could control it, go anywhere he wanted. So that was his superpower. You had the cheerleader. She also had superpowers. She was indestructible. Like, she could jump from the Empire State Building and she would be all mangled and everything, but her whole body would come back together. Kind of like the Terminators.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna say good night. Love you all, and until the next time. Until the next one. Good night.